A Napa guy knows the only way you'd give a freshly minted driver a brand new car is if he promises to never drive it. Instead, let him grind the gears and knock over the neighbor's mailbox in something a little more suited to his skill level. And with over 400,000 parts and a little Napa know-how, he can safely drive something that's nearly as old as he is. It's not perfect, but it's perfect for him. That's Napa know-how.
Blog Talk Radio.
Here we go. Blast off.
This is True Capitalist Radio. True Capitalist Radio.
I am your host, the man they call Ghost.
The badass of business.
Give him capitalism or give him death.
That's it. Period.
Broadcasting from his Skyline office studios in beautiful downtown Austin, Texas.
You sound fruitier than a box of Fruit Loops, for Christ's sake.
And now, he'll take it from here. Your host, the prognosticator of prognosticators, the man they call Ghost.
Oh, man, what's going on, folks? And thank you for tuning in with me to another edition of True Capitalist Radio. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. This is episode 110. 110 is the episode. God damn, we keep climbing, baby. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. Before we get into anything, I'd like for everybody to please retweet the program. There's all kinds of little buttons underneath the player at hand there. Go ahead and push the Facebook like buttons. Go ahead and push the retweet this buttons. Share this buttons. It's just a freaking click, for Christ's sake. All right, it's just a freaking click. But anyway, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. Of course, if you want some preliminary shout-outs, the easiest way to get some shout-outs on the True Capitalist broadcast, folks, is to retweet the first tweet on my Twitter account. Go ahead and say that 18,000 times. Retweet the first tweet on my Twitter account, and of course the Twitter account is Ghost Politics. All right? Ghost Politics, all one word, no underscores, Ghost Politics. Anyway, folks, let me tell you something right now. I have no idea. We can't hear? Nobody can hear me? Nobody can hear me here? We got no sound going on? Hey, hello, check one, goddamn two. What's going on? You got to give me a break, all right? You got to give me a break up in here. It was a helter-skelter market today, but let me tell you something right now. If you were a shorter or a day trader or an options trader, there were some plentiful opportunities here for you in this low-volume, high-volatility market, for Christ's sake. All right? No kidding. I mean, I thought it was going to end the day flat. I have to redo the description in my little broadcast here, folks, because it didn't end on the flat side. It actually ended on somewhat of the plus side. But you wouldn't have thought about that at about 1:30 in the afternoon Central Standard Time. If you'd have looked at the markets, for Christ's sake, it looked pretty damn grim. I mean, after seeing dramatic buybacks, because like I've been saying, the damn market has been way oversold, for Christ's sake. And of course, the only equities market to have anything in the negative was the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ came up a little flat, and of course, that's because of the tech stocks that are kind of witnessing a little bit of a sell-off, to say the least. You know what I mean? I mean, did everybody see that Pandora, for all the folks that don't know what Pandora is, it's a little music service that's on the internet, folks. Pandora yesterday soared, what was it, over $20 a share? The initial public offering price yesterday was $16. Well, today, the very next day, it went below its initial public offering price. And I think the reason is you got a little bit of buyer's remorse. They started looking at the actual revenue-generating source of Pandora and realized that, it's just not necessarily longevity, or there's no kind of long-standing generating revenue or anything of that nature. Moreover, Rhythm and Motion, also the anticipation of their earnings is also something that weighed down the NASDAQ. But let's just go ahead and get to the markets. I want to hear your calls. Of course, folks, at the end of the show, we're going to have Radio Graffiti. You know what I'm saying? Radio Graffiti. So we're going to have all kinds of stuff today. I want to hear from you. You can call in, retweet the broadcast. Let's get to the Dow Jones Industrials. It closes out today at 11,961.50. That's an increase of 64.25 points, a percentage increase of 0.54%. S&P 500 closes out modestly on the upside. It closes out today at 1,267.64, an increase of 2.22 points, a percentage increase of 0.18%. We got the NASDAQ closing out today at 2,623.70. That was a modest decrease of 7.76 points, a percentage decrease of 0.29%. And once again, folks, like I said, I mean, we were seeing some pretty good numbers in the beginning of the morning. If you would have been a futures trader, the futures were headed down this morning. You know, and if you would have bet that the futures would have ended up on the positive side, at least for the Dow Jones Industrial, you'd be making some serious capital. But let's go ahead and get to the commodities market, shall we? Yeah, that basically gauges the price of what we're going to pay for whenever I go through this market. So let's just go ahead. Brent crude oil is up. And for all you folks that don't know what Brent crude oil is the oil that's shipped off to Europe and Asia. It is up $1.01, closing out today at $114.02 per barrel of Brent crude oil. We got gasoline futures continuing to plummet. They're down $28 today, a percentage decrease of 2.86% on the day. Hopefully that translates into some lower gas prices out here. I think that would boost the economy tremendously, but let's not get our hopes up. We got heating oil futures up $2.50. Natural gas just took a damn bottoming out today. Of course, it's been a very volatile market as of late. Because you've got a lot of pumping and dumping, if you want my personal opinion. You got a lot of people out here that want to embrace this natural gas as an alternative energy resource. And, I think that it's going to take a lot of money to build the infrastructure. I mean, we've already gone through this ridiculous corn ethanol that finally got ended in the damn Senate here in the past couple of days. No longer damn corn ethanol subsidies. But just the little mini infrastructure that they built for corn ethanol cost billions and billions of dollars, and it did absolutely nothing. All right, so this is why you're seeing such volatility in the natural gas futures, not to mention that you're having a natural gas boom. You know, we recently found out that the United States is literally like the Saudi Arabia of natural gas. And as a result, you're having a lot of individuals getting into this market. And they're trying to pump it. They're trying to peddle it. You know, that's why you're seeing such volatile markets out here. Anyway, it's down 13 cents, a percentage decrease of 3% on the day, baby. 3% on the day. Gasoline futures are up. Oh no, excuse me, I'm reading the wrong thing. Excuse me, Jesus Christ, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Where's my drink? Give me a drink here. Got a little bit of a drink here. You know what we're going to drink today? We're actually going to drink some beer. You know, I've been, guzzling it down on that liquor and alcohol a little bit too much. We're going to go ahead and kick back a little bit and drink a little bit of beer. So let me go ahead and crack this open for all you folks that don't know. I'm drinking a little bit of this Miller High Life, which, of course, I know it tastes like Kentucky Fried Chicken piss. But, like I said, it reminds me of my old man, It reminds me of my old man. He used to, work hard, sometimes 15 hours a day at times, come home and, he'd just, kick back, have a few of these damn beers. And like I said, my dad didn't know how to go to sleep. He just knew how to pass out. You know what I'm saying? That's all he knew how to do. So a little ghost out here would see that Dad would have a couple of beers left over. And, of course, I see a little 12, 13-year-old ghost over here, cracks open the beer here, just... cracks it open. You know what I mean? I taste it, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? And it tasted like, holy hell, that's what it tasted like. But, since I taste it now, it kind of reminds me of a nostalgic feeling of when I was a youngin'. when times were still innocent and we didn't have this disgusting, ridiculous social landscape that encompasses America today. We actually had some integrity to ourselves and pride and dignity. And this is what it kind of reminds me of. And moreover, 10 cents is donated to, to every beer that's bought or something like that. So cheers to everybody out there who's listening in. Cheers. Let me go ahead and drink some of this damn beer here. That's some good stuff, baby. That's good stuff. Anyway, WTI sweet crude, which is the crude oil that is consumed by North America and us here in the United States, it's of very important interest to everybody because it gauges how much we're going to pay for everything, including gas. Because remember, things got to get from point A to point B. It just doesn't just grow at the supermarket. You know what I mean? Food isn't just grown at the supermarket. You got to get there. And somebody got to pay for that petroleum, and as a result, that petroleum cost is, relayed to the consumer. So this particular price is always of importance to everybody, and I think that's why I put so much emphasis on it. And of course, folks, it's starting to go down, which I'm starting to like. We've got, it increased modestly today. It increased 4 cents, but look at the price on WTI sweet crude. It's at $94.85. That's what I'm talking about. What were we, a couple of weeks ago, up at about $100? You know what I mean? And now it's starting to come down. Like I've said, folks, start bottom feeding. Consider bottom feeding plays out here in these markets. I think that some of these stocks are way oversold. These idiots are running scared out here. I think that they've way oversold on, as if there's no kind of optimism into the retail sectors, into certain tech sectors, other promising sectors out here. I think there's a lot of things that are oversold. I think everybody needs to reevaluate what's going on. There's beautiful bottom feeding opportunities out here. Long-term investor reigns supreme. Just don't get tied into the damn hype that, oh, look, I've got to go out and purchase Pandora for $22. And then the next day, what did it close out today? What, $115, $15, 15 and change? Below its IPO price? It's embarrassing. Anyway, $94.85 for WTI sweet crude. And let's try to bring that down a little bit more. Let's go to the agricultural commodities. We got canola futures down $3.20. Cocoa continues its plummet. And I think that's because we're finally starting to get some stabilization out there in the Ivory Coast after so much damn destabilization. And for all those folks that don't know, the Ivory Coast, there's been, unfortunate destabilization in that area for some time. That's why this past Valentine's Day, if you happen to have, bought somebody some chocolates, they were a little pricey. And the reason is because the main producer of cocoa, which is the main component for chocolate, is the Ivory Coast. And now that they've rectified that political unrest, I think it's still not 100%, but I think it's mostly at least 70% capacity. I think this is why we're seeing such, crashing. It's what it looks like. Every single day we're seeing 2, 3, 4% drops in the cocoa futures. And I think it's exactly what it is. Let's continue on. We got coffee futures down $4.70. That's a decrease of 1.77%. This is actually a very precarious situation happening in the coffee futures because you would think, given the fact that you've had so much just hyper sensationalization of the coffees markets. Just look at Green Mountain Coffee Roasters. Take a look at Starbucks. People are loving their coffee. Now, I know that we were having a little bit of coffee shortage problems because of the tropical atmospheric disturbances that we were having in the equator this past beginning of the spring. I don't know if those have rectified or what, but, the coffee down considerably, $4.70. It's a percentage decrease of 1.77%. Everybody needs coffee, right? Jesus Christ, can't even get up in the morning, for Christ's sake. Let's go. Corn, oh my God, it's going down, 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 down. It's going down because the reason, and the main reason, I have always said this, folks, I've always said it, corn ethanol the biggest waste of taxpayer money on the face of the planet. It is finally over. It is over. Thank you to some assholes out there in the Senate. They have voted out these goddamn corn ethanol subsidies. So I'm hoping here within the next several months, maybe the next couple of quarters, we're going to start seeing an actual retraction of corn, because I'm sick and tired of seeing these prices out here. I want it to go back to when it was 9 corns for a freaking dollar, for Christ's sake. Sitting over here paying $1 for an ear of corn, for Christ's sake. What is this, gold? Stupid piece of crap. Let's continue going. We got cotton futures continuing its plummet. It's going down $5.62 today. Jesus Christ, that's a decrease. A percentage decrease of 4.47% on the day for cotton. So does this mean that, a lot of the males in today's America are going to start wearing clothes that actually fit them instead of, this, man boob showing 8 times too small, Ed Hardy, throw a carp and some Chinese writing and, charge $100 a shirt? Are we going to stop this crap now? Now that cotton is coming down, are we going to stop this crap? I hope so, fruit bowls. I hope so. Anyway, wheat futures are continuing to go down also. They've been down most of the week. It's continuing to go down. It's down $21, a percentage decrease of 2.51%. Sugar, Jesus Christ, everybody must be, eating popsicles and, ice cream or something, because it's pretty damn hot, man. Sugar is up 78 cents. That's a percentage increase of 3.23% on the day. A pretty good day in those futures. Soybean futures are down $16.50. That's a percentage decrease of 1.21%. Lumber, the reason we're seeing good lumber numbers, and a small factor of why we saw some increased volatility in the positive side in the markets today, was because the real estate numbers didn't look so bad. They didn't look as bad as anticipated. And if you look at all the home builders in the equities markets today, they all did fairly well. As a matter of fact, if you were a day trader, that was the place to be at this point in time, man. I mean, you could have made some serious money, serious capital, just kind of holding and letting go these damn home builder stocks. What else we got going on? Anyway, lumber futures up $3.40. Oat futures down $12.25. We've got soybean oil futures down 65 cents, and I guess the bull dykes have left the wool futures market, because we've been seeing nothing but increases in the wool futures. I guess the bullnose bull dykes are no longer around. They are down $6. Copper futures, of course, we saw just some dramatic spike earlier in the week. It's starting to gradually sell off. They're down 40 cents. That's a percentage decrease of 0.10%. We've got gold going up modestly at $3.50. That's a percentage increase of 0.23%, closing out today at $1,529.70 per troy ounce of gold. $1,529.70 per troy ounce of gold. I mean, give me a break. And this is only because, like I've said, the CME Group did an unprecedented move in raising the margin requirements twice in 1 week, so artificially bring down these precious metals prices, because I think that, let's be honest, the liberal regime bailed out Wall Street, and, I'm sure that, Wall Street owes, the good old American government, and I'm sure one of the things that they, could help the American government on is to make sure to manipulate the metals and the prices of metals so it can falsely reflect a positive currency. You understand? But that's just my opinion. We've got silver up 13 cents. That's a percentage increase of 0.37%, closing out today at $35.54 per troy ounce of silver. All right? What else we got? We got live cattle futures up $3. Jesus Christ. That's a percentage increase of 2.86%. We got cattle feeder futures. Cattle feeder futures. I'm slipping over my own tongue. I need a drink. Where's my drink? Give me a drink here. That's better. Cattle feeder futures up $3. That's a percentage increase of 2.36%. And for all you guys and all you gals that like to shove a couple of ham bones down your goddamn gullet, lean hog futures continue to rise. They're up 30 cents. That's a percentage increase of 0.32%. And that, my friends, is the markets for your ass. And let me tell you something. I would definitely heed my particular advice to all those that are listening to it, that you should be bottom feeding during the time that everybody's kind of running scared out of the equities markets. I know that because of the Greece situation, that people think that they're going to go into the bond market in America, and that's going to be some kind of secure play. I don't think so. I mean, I know that people used to traditionally believe that bonds were something that were just something 100% safe. Nothing is 100% safe, baby. You understand what I'm saying? That's why you always have to be on top of your assets. You always have to be on top of your money, and you always have to make sure everything that you're invested in, you better know the price, you better know the value, and you better know if there's any kind of wave going down on the negative end, you better make sure that you somehow pull the damn chute or something, or sell off, or do something so that you cannot lose your net value of whatever your assets that you're holding. I'm not joking, folks. This is not a joke. This is why I'm always working. Why do you think I missed the broadcast on Monday? I mean, here I am. I'm putting a high blood pressure. I got a hypertension. My blood is like molasses, for Christ's sake. I mean, it's not. I mean, it's so thick. I'm not joking. This is not a joke. I had like thick blood running through my brain, my veins here, for Christ's sake. It's horrible. Anyway, 646-652-4869 is the number to call here. I want to hear from you folks. Let's just take some calls and see what happens. Dunlop, what's up? No, we don't want to hear it. 727, what's going on, man? How you doing? 727, what's up, man? Well, I guess they got disconnected. 732, what's going on?
Yeah, what's up?
How's it going, man?
Doing good. So, I just want to say that, I think that you're, pretty faggy guy. You suck a lot of cock.
Jesus Christ. Are you one of these jagoffs that laugh at your own jokes again, for Christ's sake? Oh, man, you know that women really hate douchebags like yourself. You know that? I mean, if you're laughing while you're talking to a female and she's not laughing, well, then there's something wrong with that goddamn picture, you asshole. Get this idiot off. And get him off my line, engineer. Get him off now. Well, get him off, for Christ's sake. I thought you were supposed to be screening these ass clowns. Jesus Christ. Anyway, let me move on to the next subject matter. Obama is talking about drawing down the troops in Afghanistan with the Afghan commander, folks. Now, I mean, at first he's talking about, putting more troops in, and now he's talking about drawing them back. I have no idea what the hell's going on with this president and his foreign policy. I mean, aren't we kind of, for a lack of a better term, pussyfooting around with these Pakistanis? I mean, we're sending drones, we're sending airstrikes into there. They're housing bin Laden. They're taking into capture the supposed informants that led the U.S. Navy SEALs to bin Laden. I mean, there's just a lot of things going on. I think that the last thing we should do is just kind of look, I used to be the first one to say that we needed to get out of Afghanistan. But now that we know how deep this whole nonsense with the terrorist networks and how they're funded and how Pakistan is a nation state, a nuclear nation state that is housing terrorists. I wouldn't be surprised if Zawahiri, which is taking command of Al-Qaeda, wouldn't be surprised if this individual was there in Pakistan also. And I'm just saying, I'm not saying that we have to have an all-out assault in Afghanistan. I don't think that we should be doing half the stuff that we're doing in Afghanistan, but at the very least, at the very damn least, we should be having some kind of military institution at this dirt hole just to make sure that the damn Taliban, all right, a damn Taliban doesn't come in here and just Allah Akbar and do all this nonsense. I mean, you know, we would be literally leaving all the people that believed that the Taliban were gone for good. We'd be leaving them there with their pricks in their hand. And you know what that would mean? I mean, you know, the Taliban would be throwing these women back into those beekeeper suits. You know what I mean? They'll be beating them with billy clubs. I mean, it's just horrible. It's just disgusting, for Christ's sake. I want to hear from you. What do you got to say about it? Josh Dyer, what's going on?
Hey, Ghost, how's it going?
Not bad. How you doing?
I'm good. I was wondering if I could talk to you about lolsec, about what happened with lolsec over the night, because I know you were talking about them on yesterday's show.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, basically, today, it was in the morning, on Twitter, it was a text file, you know, like you have on the notepad on your computer, and they uploaded a text file onto Mega Upload, and it had 62,000 emails and passwords, and they were giving it out on Twitter for people to download, and the downloads went off the chart. It was like downloaded over like tens of thousands of times. It was crazy.
Unbelievable. Are you kidding me? I mean, I know that we were announcing yesterday when we were on the air that they had literally taken down the CIA.gov website, and we have actually tried to, call the lolsec crew, the hacking crew. We've tried to call them several times at the numbers that they have supplied. But what I found out is that lolsec, being the creative digital youth, and these are young people, that they are, and you know how innovative and creative they are about extracting the lols at your expense. They actually, and this is not a joke, okay, this is actual for real. They utilized everybody who called into these numbers. Everybody who called into these numbers actually participated in the denial of service attacks of the CIA website and the other website, any other websites that were taken and that were credited to lolsec as far as denial of service attacks were concerned. I kid you not, they figured out a way to route whoever calls these particular numbers and basically just utilize those calls so that they could be the zombies, like zombie computers, hitting CIA.gov and any other websites that they've taken down with denial of service. I mean, I think it's unbelievably innovative, and it just goes to show you the vulnerability of our technology today.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think another thing that's really striking about them is how vocal they are. You know, they update their Twitter every hour or so, and they don't hide what they're doing at any time. They're very vocal, and it's very brave of them.
It's definitely very, very brazen, but at the same time, I mean, I think that any potential governments that are going to pursue lolsec have to understand that if they can comprehend technology in this type of creative fashion, that they probably know the law also. I mean, it's not a coincidence that lolsec, goes after the CIA.gov, goes after Senate.gov, and doesn't necessarily take anything of any national security significance or jeopardizes any kind of national security or anything that can be interpreted as jeopardizing national security. This is basically defacing public websites. And, in my personal opinion, I think that they know exactly what they're doing. I mean, they just know how to relay it through public relations methods. And I think that it's unbelievable that they not only, are utilizing hacking and, other technological creative forms of havoc, but they're utilizing these forms to manipulate the media. And I don't know if you see, the media out here is just completely at the whim of lolsec. I mean, all lolsec has to do is take down another target, put up, some other message, and before you know it, there's a lot of individuals out here that are going to know what that hack represented. I mean, this is a very significant change in the way messages are relayed via the internet, and at the same time, it puts everybody on their toes. especially these goddamn, ITT tech, IT assholes. These people that go to these vocational schools to get an IT degree, or and they think that they're going to be able to, somehow be the secure admin of all. And they just can't do it. They can't do it because they're incompetent. I mean, anybody who's going to be involved with technology has to be able to read it, has to be able to learn from it. I mean, this is an everlasting, evolving event that's happening in technology. No longer can you sit here and get, I got a 4-year, 8-year, 10-year computer science degree. I know everything. Bull crap. You actually have to continue to read. I mean, computer languages evolve. I mean, I remember, Fortran, not 4chan, Fortran as a program language, and before you know it, it's evolved into, Visual Basic, Java, for Christ's sake. I mean, these new languages that evolve and they move forward, and they change the way we interpret software. The problem is that a lot of these things are just kind of a little bit too advanced for even the people that are making them, for Christ's sake. And you got a lot of people out here with a lot of time and a lot of patience, and that really know the computer a lot more than most people anticipate, that can basically look for anything that is exploitable, anything that's penetrable, anything that's lowable. And this is what you're seeing with lolsec, for Christ's sake, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Yeah. Well,
anyway, man, thanks a lot for calling, man. And once again, like I said, much props to lolsec with these hacks. I mean, these aren't script kiddie hacks. I know a lot of people are calling them script kiddies. I've even, said some things about the SQL injections that they're doing. This is way beyond SQL injections. There's a lot of sophisticated planning. This is not something that they just, off the head say, what we're going to do today? We're going to take on the CIA.gov website. That's what we're going to do. No. I mean, this is definite strategic planning. Unbelievable. Just unbelievable. I mean, like I even tweeted lolsec and said that they're beyond Kevin Mitnick potential. Anyway, I didn't mean to get off on that tirade about lolsec. We're supposed to be talking about Obama wanting to draw down troops in Afghanistan, but of course, if anybody wants to call in and chime in about it, I want to hear from you. 646-652-4869, 707 area code. What's up? You're on the air.
Hi, my name's Victor. What's the difference between communism and socialism?
Well, do you want me to explain in detail? I mean, give me a break. I mean, communism, first of all, it depends on what interpretation of communism. You see, Marx, created the Communist Manifesto under his ideas. Then you had some asshole named Vladimir Lenin come along and interpret the idea in the Communist Manifesto that is written, the dictatorship of the proletariat. Vladimir Lenin interpreted that as the literal dictatorship of the people. And he utilized that particular phrase to become some kind of secular god, okay? Now, if you want to know the difference between the two, they're both different forms of collective ideology. Socialism is a co-op, so to speak, between between private enterprise and government, a merging of the two, where they're kind of co-opted on one another. And meanwhile, they're, kind of separating both classes. They're separating the classes between the rich and the poor, a two-tier system in socialism. Communism, on the other hand, is a completely different idea. It's a collective idea, a collective way of thinking that gives the sole authority of everything to the state. Everything. There's no merging with private enterprise or anything like that with socialism. And under the idea that we know of communism, the state controls it all, controls everything. Now, if you want to see socialism in action, why don't you take a look at our American government right now? All right? Our American government right now just merged Wall Street with government. I mean, what do you think that all this goddamn stimulus package 2 bill was about? What do you think all these bailouts were about? It's garbage. It's crap. I mean, the merging of Wall Street and government, it's no coincidence that, you have so much cooperation between the two. I mean, I remember when they went out there in front of the committee. Remember those Goldman Sachs executives? Remember that? Remember they went in front of Carl Levin and his stupid finance committee? They went out there and lied. And not only did they lie, you had these politicians, try to huff and puff as if they were getting down to something. They knew what was going on. They're the ones who approved the regulation for them to make it okay for them to know what's going on. This is just a disgrace. So that's the difference, my friend. I'm sure you hung up, but that's the difference, okay? You want communism? Communism is where the whole state takes control of collective production. A good case in point, when Cuba tried to, take foot after Castro took over. They tried to put this pure communist state. I mean, Che Guevara, believe it or not, he actually thought he could implement a pure communist state, and he was a complete failure. I mean, why do you think he left Cuba? It wasn't because he wanted to go pursue, revolution. It was because he was an economic failure. He was the Secretary of Economics out there, and it was a complete and utter disaster. He thought that the people were just going to work 15 hours a day because, yes, it's for the people. For the people. You're going to work 15 hours a day for the people. Meanwhile, the state collects everything. It tells you what to do, what to say, what to think, how much to have. Crap, man. So take a history class, son. 727, you're on the air.
Hey, Ghost.
Hey, what's up, man? How's it going?
Good. Hey, name me some of the most capitalist countries in Central and South America. If you could
Central and South America, well, geez, man. I mean, it depends. You've actually got Argentina that's actually opening up, its borders to foreign investment. It's looking pretty good. Believe it or not, I like Belize, even though it's barely turning into breaking out of its old world status. But the reason I like Belize is because it's very low population. The government is allowing any kind of foreign investment at low taxation, if not no taxation, depending on the structure of capitalist venture that you're going into in that country. Not to mention, I hate to say this, but Mexico, even though it's kind of not necessarily looking good at the border, but you can actually go into Mexico and do some serious capital out there. There's a bunch of millionaires in Mexico. As a matter of fact, I'm out here in Texas, and I live in a pretty prestigious building out here in Austin, Texas. It's a big condominium. You can see it. Yeah, everybody knows what the building. If I said what building I lived in, they would know where I live. But there's a lot of Mexican nationals that live here in this particular area that I live that don't even live there all the time. This is their second home. They come from Mexico to here and they're living lavish only to go shop. This is their shopping home. So Panama also, since they've negotiated that trade deal with America, is also looking pretty attractive. Go ahead.
Is it Costa Rica? Where's the one where they just had a year ago? So they had an election and the guy wouldn't leave and they had a big kick him out of the country. He's coming back in the country. One of those, and we took the wrong side of it. Obama took the wrong side of it. We left them hanging. Who's that?
Oh, geez, man, I forgot who that was, man. There's so much crap going on in the world, Do you know the country?
I think it was Costa Rica. I think it was one of those. It was a very democratic and capitalistic country in Central America. I forget which one. I think they just let the guy back there. Oh, what they did, the guy wanted to change the Constitution and they voted him out or something. I don't know. And it was a big deal, and we didn't know which side to take, and it was obvious which side we should have took. But I want to say it was Costa Rica, but I'm not sure. Maybe somebody in the room can chime in.
Yeah, no kidding. I know what you're talking about, though. I don't think it was Costa Rica. I think it might have been, if I'm not mistaken, Colombia. if not Colombia, a neighboring country of Colombia, because I think I remember that. I think FARC, which is the leftist militant faction that's trying to bring uprising once again to South and Central America. I believe this particular group was involved with the wrong person, quote unquote, in the dispute that you're discussing.
Right.
I could be wrong. Bolivia, there you go. Bolivia, good job there, man. Bolivia, yeah, there you go.
All right, there we go. But anyhow, yeah, jump over to what your topic was there. You see the president came out and said that he doesn't need authorization from Congress to do whatever he wants in Libya because they're not really fighting. It's not really an aggression.
Yeah, I can't believe that this is how he's interpreting, his military action. He's interpreting it as if it's not a military action. He thinks that because he's using modern technological weapons as opposed to traditional hand-to-hand combat or traditional boots on the ground type military theater, that he has some kind of I guess superseding authority to utilize drones, to utilize I think they're refueling air fighters out there. They're doing kind of auxiliary type of things, with the exception of the drones, of course. But it's still a military theater. I mean, I don't care what the technology is. I mean, whatever military implications, especially drone attacks, could have, diplomatic implications to America's foreign policy. And I think Congress, and even though I hate those scumbags in there at this point in time, they have a point when they say that they should have had a debate about this on the Congress floor before the president thought, he could have the authority to go out there and participate in this military theater. And this is the same president that said he was a peacetime president or a peace president. Remember that?
Right. He was the one that said we were carpet bombing innocent children in Afghanistan or Pakistan. He's used more drones in Pakistan than anybody. So of course we don't hear about any of the innocent being killed because the press ain't reporting. The press isn't putting the bodies on the front page like they were every day when Bush was in. So.
No, I hear you. As a matter of fact, Vince in the Bay just let me know that the country we're talking about, the South American country that Barack Obama was on the wrong side and was Honduras, and it was a coup d'état against President Manuel Zelaya, and. And that's what it is. I'm telling you, there's so much to just keep track of out here in the world, man. It's just you combine that with everything that you have to know about technology. You combine that with everything you have to know about business, and you can go a little bit mad, for Christ's sake. What do you think I'm drinking?
Yeah, this market is definitely. This market is sitting around, popping up and down, but it is definitely in a state where it's just waiting for the next piece of bad news to come. There's no confidence in the market right now, and you actually got a couple pieces of decent news today. A couple economic indicators came in better than estimated expectations, and it got the market back to even. I mean, the market was down big pre-morning, and then those reports came out and it got it back to even. But still, it's just sitting around waiting for the next bad piece. It wants an excuse to drop again.
I think that you're partly right, but I also think that there's a flip side to that coin where I just think that they're waiting for good news for it to spike up dramatically. I mean, I think that, first of all, you got a lot of low volume in this market. You've had low volume since the beginning of the year. And I think the only reason that you have low volume is because most people are spending their cash. They're not necessarily worried about throwing their money in stocks at this point in time. And what you need is a legitimate rally. I know that we had a rally during QE2, but we need a legitimate rally where it's comparable to a potential bubble or something bubble-esque. I hate to use the word bubble, but something it's a nice good spike so it can draw in other investors. And once they draw in other investors, that'll hold a lot more longs against the shorts and against day traders. And that's basically what we're waiting on. We're waiting for the longs to come back in. We're waiting for people to come in here, hold some of these stocks, sit on them for about 5 or 10 years, so that these day traders and these shorters and the options traders, I know you're many of those, can somehow cool the market from this type of high volatility. Because let me tell you, it's the shorts that are causing a lot of the volatility in the market today. I mean, it's the shorters, it's the people that want bad news, it's the guys that are betting against stocks. And
stop talking about me.
I mean, you can take a look at the numbers, man. It's all public record, man. There's a lot of guys out there shorting, a lot of things, and I don't think the shorts can cover. At some point, these guys are just going to overshort the market, and I think that at some point it's going to pop back up, and the longs are going to come back in, and before you know, we're going to have some sustainability. And I think that it's going to be short-lived. I think it's only going to be for a couple of years. But once again, you have to make your money while it comes. You know what I mean?
Right. You got the other thing they're waiting for. If you look back and look at the end of QE1 and what happened to the market up until QE2 was announced, everybody's waiting for QE2. It's over this month, and you're going to have to wait in that first round of bond selling or treasury selling without the QE2 there to support it. What's going to happen there? And I think that you may see some just malaise in the market up until that point, till this QE2 finally runs out, and then you've got the debt ceiling too. I mean, you got a lot.
No, I was just about to make a comment about that. I was just about to make a comment that the debt ceiling, if we could get something done with the debt ceiling, and I know that this side wants cutting, this side wants to save programs. I think once that gets settled, I think that the market itself will be settled as well, because I think that the bonds will sell fairly well. I mean, if you take a look at the longevity of foreign markets at this point in time, with the exception of a few in Asia, few in South America, I don't even know if you want to touch the Middle East or Europe, but you take a look at the European Union per se. There's not a lot of positivity going in those bond markets. As a matter of fact, they're selling out and they're getting the hell out of there. And I think that right now people are looking to the American dollar. That's why you're seeing spikes in the yields out here in the bond market. I know I don't cover the bonds very well because I don't really invest in them, but they're a good gauge on how the international community is viewing the American economy. And at this point in time, you take a look at the instability of Europe, the instability of the Arab Spring. You take a look at how China is trying to halt inflation. There's just a lot of different factors that investors are starting to come aboard, even with the turbulence in the debt ceiling and the QE2, 1, 2, possibly 3. If not 3, I think that they're going to come here for security plays. And I hope that translates into a sustainability and more capital generated at a more easier rate into this country, so that we can get some sustainable job growth by providing a lot of these people with entrepreneurship opportunities, because the banks have to lend money. The only reason they're not lending money is because the dollar's weak, the real estate hasn't brought back up, and a lot of these investments that they have out. I mean, you have to think they're holding toxic assets in the real estate market. Just imagine they're bond holders as well. I mean, there are people that are there are banks that are holding Greek bonds, that are holding Spanish bonds, that are holding Italian bonds, that actually have currencies in the euro. And this stuff's falling. The real estate's falling. So that's why you're having a lot of pull into the dollar. And I think that I know it doesn't seem like it's a positive step, but remember, we're dealing in a new realm of economics, and you have to be able to interpret what's going to pay off in the long run. And as you can see by other markets in the international community, the only sustainable and legitimate long-term economic model, even though we're fledgling, is America at this point in time.
Yeah, we're the best of the worst.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Hey, how ironic is it that Germany gets to play Act 3 and gets to own Europe all over again?
Yeah, I find that rather funny that, Germany seems to be, the only one that's actually producing anything out of the European Union. They seem more than willing to bail out Greece, Italy, Spain, all these other European Union nations. And I think that, there's some validity to what you just said there. I think that the Germans feel that they own the European Union. They're not entirely wrong. I mean, they're the only ones producing anything, man.
And those yahoos over in Greece who just want the government to default on their creditors, if they think Germany is just going to sit over there and not come to collect, they're out of their mind.
Yeah, no kidding. And let me tell you, what are they going to do? They're going to riot then too? I mean, the European socialists need to realize that there's no more retiring at 43 years old. There's no more of this working 5 hours a day with 3-hour lunches and a wine time. There's it's none of this garbage anymore. It's enough. And it's time for people to go back to work and start getting what they put in. Stop, depending on Big Brother government. And it's time to become a goddamn capitalist. And if you can't become a capitalist, well then, whatever happens to you is out of your own free will. It's nobody else's fault, man. I mean, you can't blame the government. You can't blame these people. I mean, unless the government has a totalitarian rule over you like China, there should be no excuse for you not to be able to overcome any obstacles that are thrown your way. Even if you're in a borderline socialist or even borderline communist situation, as long as you have enough political, economic freedom to be able to capitalize, you should be fine.
Yeah, one of the main issues with Europe is the same thing that's going on with the U.S. is the aging population. And, China's got an aging population issue, too, because they went to that one-child policy, and now they've got a whole shift of old people and not enough people coming up to pay for them. But the people in the U.S. are going to have to make up their mind because you're going to need people in order to have economic growth. And you've got your choice in the world on this planet between basically two types of societies that actually have population growth and are still having babies, and that's the Latin American society and the Arab society. So you got a choice on who you want to fill the vacuum of labor in this country. And I'd lean towards the Latin American side, but I'd much prefer to have it legal and an orderly process to get them in here. But if people are going to have babies no more, you're not going to have long-term economic growth in your country.
Yeah, and I agree, and they have to be a well-educated populace too, man. Let's not forget that, man.
Right.
Anyway,
go ahead. Let me give you one other tidbit. Down here in Georgia, we passed a immigration Arizona type immigration law, and right now we have major crisis in Georgia with nobody to pick the vegetables and the fruit, and it's a major state crisis right now.
Well, are you serious? There's not, Georgians that are out here on, welfare that are like, hey, look, there's job opportunities. Let me get off my welfare and pick some cotton or pick some whatever the hell.
The governor's suggesting that, and they're trying to get parolees and people who are on parole who have a tough time finding jobs. But the truth is, these people don't want to work. And this is the problem with the state-by-state immigration laws. If the feds are doing their job, there'd be no state for these folks to move to. There'd be no illegal friendly states. But as long as you've got one state that's tough and another state that's not tough, you're going to be at a disadvantage in your agriculture sector as a state.
So you're now to all the people that think that that's malarkey, because let me tell you, there's a lot of teabaggers and a lot of assholes who say, "Oh, the Mexicans are taking all the jobs away from us Americans." So you're saying that you're witnessing, and I know that Georgia's a pretty rural state. It's kind of like Texas. There's only metropolises every now and then as you travel down the freeway. But for the most part, it's rural, agricultural, and I think y'all raise cows out there. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, I got cattle all surrounding me here. But are you talking? You're talking peanuts. You're talking pecans. You're talking peaches. You're talking Vidalia onions. I mean, those are top four. But I mean, we everything here.
Unbelievable, man. So there's nobody, because of the new immigration law that prohibits obviously illegal immigrants working, and are probably enforcing that upon any kind of farm owners or business owners also. So it's just who's going to pick this stuff, man? Is it just going to go into famine or something?
They're literally fearing it's going to rot in the fields right now. You got to Google it. Google Georgia, Governor Deal, immigration, farmers. It's a major issue, right? And of course, the left are loving it. They're rubbing it in the Republican face. See what you did. See what you did. But the point is not. Listen, we can't be a country without laws just because we don't. The farmers got to raise their wages and raise the food prices if that's what it takes to have legal workers, and that's what it takes. But if the federal government was doing their job, you wouldn't have this issue because these workers would stay and they would tell their illegal relatives to hit the road. Because it's not that the large majority of the workers are illegal; it's the whole commune that comes with them, and they don't want to be. They don't want to be here because they've got their cousin, their sister, and their aunt, or whoever who's not legal. So, I mean, it's a mess. And as long as you got states that are not enforcing it, then each state that passes it one at a time is going to be at a disadvantage when it comes to their agricultural sector.
Man, that's a hell of a thing to say. I can't believe that this is happening, but it makes perfect sense. I've been telling people out here that have been critical of me who say that I am wrong when I suggest that we need to have a better immigration policy, something, of amnesty of those that are working here at the very least. People, look at me like I just farted on their best suit or something, and the reality of it is that American people don't want to work. They're and I'm glad that you brought that up, man, because, it just goes to show you that now that you have this stringent law against illegal immigration, there's plenty of jobs out there for folks to be in the agricultural field, and they just don't want to take them because it's too easy to be a loser in America. Yeah. And I'm glad that you said that.
It's 11. I think the last article I saw, there's 11,000 workers needed on the farms in South Georgia. 11,000 individual people that they're short.
11,000 people, man.
That's a lot of people. And, of course, I mean, when I drove by that on the overpass in Atlanta today, probably about 11,000 people not working. So.
Unreal, man. Unreal. Thanks for giving us that information, man. That's definitely important. As a matter of fact, anybody who's looking for a job, man, over 11,000 jobs out there in Atlanta, but I doubt they'll go out there and do it. It's too easy to be a loser, man. Anyway, thanks for the developments there, 727.
Go long, and if you can, I don't know what they sell for futures, but if they sell Vidalia onions, pecans, or peaches, go long in them.
Definitely going to look into those plays, man. Thanks a lot, bro. I appreciate you calling up. Anyway, 727, an avid listener, an avid caller. Unfreaking believable that you've got that kind of a development happening in Georgia. But once again, this is the new America that we're living in, folks. As a matter of fact, I need a drink for credit. Where's my drink? Where's my drink? Oh, yeah. Well, that's what I'm talking about, folks. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. That was just an unbelievable development, folks. I'm kind of taken back by that now that you have Georgia, of course, a lot of southern white folk out there that don't really appreciate any brown people working in their fields without them owning them. I guess just did not like the fact that illegal immigrants were, picking their agriculture. And now that they have implemented this stringent immigrant law, there's 11,000 jobs that are vacant because the immigrants have left Georgia so that they don't get caught in this new stupid law in Georgia, for Christ's sake. So now there's over 11,000 farm jobs that need to be filled, or the damn onions, the pecans, the peanuts are going to be goddamn rotting out there. It's going to be famine, for Christ's sake. I mean, what a bunch of crap. I mean, Jesus Christ, give me a drink, for Christ's sake. Oh, my God. Anyway, I'm sorry. We were supposed to be talking about Obama, supposedly drawing down the troops in Afghanistan or something, but I don't know. That's a bunch of malarkey. If he draws down the troops in Afghanistan, he'll only be helping Pakistan, for Christ's sake. The same government that housed bin Laden. The same government that probably is housing Zawahiri. Jesus Christ, who's giving this guy foreign policy lessons, for Christ's sake? Jesus Christ. Anyway, let's continue going, shall we? We pretty much surmise that Obama wants to draw down the troops. Let's talk about another subject matter, but before we do, we are in the second hour of the True Capitalist radio broadcast, and of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. Once again, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. Please retweet the broadcast, all right? Retweet the broadcast. There's all kinds of little buttons underneath the goddamn player there. And, of course, if you want a shout-out, I forgot all about the damn shout-outs, for Christ's sake. Let's see who's tweeting today. Retweet the first tweet on my Twitter account. It's very simple, very easy. All right, very simple. Ghost Politics is the name on Facebook. All right, here, let me go ahead and put it in the damn chat room, for Christ's sake, so everybody knows what it is. Here it is. Right there, all right? Let me go ahead and give some shout-outs to the folks that are retweeting. Who we got here? We got Laser Frog. What's going on? I'm not saying that. I'm you stupid, silly bastard. Mike Hunt. I'm not saying that either. I'm Soap Feet. I'm not saying that either. Tax His Socks. Rob McClitoris. Nick. I'm not saying that either, you idiot. Alpha Kenny. Screw you! Asshole. You idiots just want me to say that. You're trying to make me say that I'm like, I'm not going to say it. I'm just not going to say it, all right? My Drew Peacock, all right? Brown, I'm not saying that either. Damn it, you idiots! I mean, is this the only names that you stupid racist bastards can come up with, for Christ's sake, man? I'm doing you a favor. I'm doing you idiots a favor, for Christ's sake. And this is what you do to me, for Christ's sake? Anyway, we got Maya Azreeks, Jim9349. What's going on, Jim? We got Rebel T-Bone. And let's see if we get any other tweets up in here. We're going to give as much shout-outs as we possibly can here. What else we got here? We got Goof Bumps. What's going on, Goof Bumps? We got ARL Net, man. What's going on, ARL Net? We got Grandma Logan. Alcoholic. What's up, man? Lucky Sinner BWC. FT Karma. Mitch Smith. 96. What's up? We got Goofy Bone. Just give her a bone. And we got Niagara Roll. What's going on, man? Anyway, folks, I want to move on to the next subject matter. And, of course... Anthony, show my wiener on the damn internet wiener, for Christ's sake. Ding dong, the king is dead. He resigned today, folks. Oh, my God, I'm so glad. I'm so happy. It couldn't have happened to a better scumbag. Anthony Weiner gone. And I don't know if you saw the resign speech, but it was so hilarious. I mean, not only did he have the just utter disgust look of humility on his face, like just the humiliation and disgust, and, he's not going to, he has nothing. I mean, public office was this man's life. He's not a lawyer. I mean, this guy doesn't have a degree. I don't know what the hell is he going to do. I don't know what he's going to do. But anyway, he resigned today because finally, too many wiener pics and, pics of him in the gym, in the Congress gym, and him holding his schlong. And, all these pics are coming out about him. He's got to finally step down. And, of course, he said that he's stepping down because of his wife. His wife, of course, Humma Weiner, a real name, Humma Weiner. Apparently, Humma Weiner had been out in the international roundabouts with old Hillary Clinton because, I don't know, I guess supposedly Humma Weiner is Hillary Clinton's right-hand woman. And when she came back, she finally told old Anthony, look, Anthony, we can't do this anymore, all right, Anthony? You cannot go out there and continue to act like some staunch asshole who's not going to let go of your prized possession of power because you're making yourself look like an idiot and you're making me look like a dirty dish rag whore. And because of that, Anthony Weiner came out today. But what, you know what the funny part about it was, man? if you haven't seen the speech, I mean, please, YouTube video it, do a video search for Christ's sake. In the middle of this guy's speech, when right after he makes the announcement that he's going to resign, you've got all kinds of people in the background going, "Yeah, you pervert!" And they were heckling this guy, man. You actually had assholes in the background heckling this guy. I wouldn't be surprised if they're true capitalist radio listeners. I mean, they were heckling this idiot, and he was trying to talk over them, for Christ's sake, and trying to keep a straight face. Oh, yeah, you pervert! This couldn't have happened to a better power-hungry, little pompous, sniveling little weasel. It couldn't have happened to a better person. So screw you, Anthony Weiner. All right, I hope I see you in the slums of New York where you belong, sitting over here trying to wave your finger in our faces as if you're some kind of mini dictator. You're just a stupid representative in Congress, little man. That's all you're just a representative in Congress, little man. I don't want to hear from you. What do you think about Wienergate, huh? What do you think about this? 646-652-4869. We got area code 111. What's up? Anyway, capitalist youth, what's going on? Cave Johnson, what's up, man? Come on.
Hey, man. I wasn't actually supposed to be in the queue, but good show. Hope your blood pressure gets better.
Hey, man, thanks a lot, man. 901, what's going on?
Why is it such a big deal that Anthony Weiner showed his talk on the internet?
No, I don't really give a crap that he showed his prick on the internet. What makes me pissed off is that he tried to concoct this disgusting, despicable lie about it, and then once he started getting called out on his lie, he tried to dictate the conversation as if he had the authority to make sure that the media, the press, the people talk about what he wants to talk about, because he's Mr. Dictator Anthony Weiner, instead of coming up clean and saying, "Hey, look, I got a problem. I was fondling my genitals. I took some pictures. These stupid skanks, they keep private messaging me. They say they want to bone me, the whole 9 yards. I got tempted." Instead of going out and saying that, he concocted this whole disgusting, pathetic lie that, I got hacked, and the hackers sent a little Wiener pic to me to some broad, and it's a conspiracy, it's a joke, and he was lying his ass off. And then when the reporters tried to ask him about it, he tried to be pompous. He was like, "Oh, no, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to let them dictate screw that asshole. He deserves to go to jail, in my opinion. He deserves to go to jail for lying to the American people."
Well, what about Bill Clinton and the Monica Lewinsky scandal? I mean, he did something
He should have went to jail,
too.
The only reason that he didn't was because, let's be honest, I mean, he's a good lawyer.
Well, do you think what Bill Clinton did is worse than what George Bush did in office?
What the hell did George Bush do in office?
War profiteering with Halliburton. Dick Cheney had a lot of connections to Halliburton, and they were contracting a lot. He lied to the American people about the reasons for going to the Iraq War. And
Okay. Hold on. Let's start one at a time. Halliburton. Name the alternative company that could have provided the type of support and the type of work that Halliburton did out there. Name the alternative company that the government could have subcontracted. Go ahead. Name it.
United States military?
No, the military was out there, son. All right? Do you even know what Halliburton was subcontracted out there to do?
Didn't they have mercenaries and equipment?
Yeah, well, mercenaries to protect the assets of the oil. All right. I mean, do you understand that the private military, the Halliburton was there to protect the assets of the oil. They were there to protect certain aspects of the military parliament. They were there to protect. I mean, not to mention that they also supplied all the supplies, to pump the oil out of the ground, which is something that they conduct themselves in. They also provide all the resources that it takes to build an infrastructure to pump and distribute and dispense this type of oil. So I mean, this is what Halliburton was there for, man. I mean, so what's your point?
My point is, do you not see something morally wrong in doing that, and do you not think that's way worse than, like, getting some blowjob in the oral office?
What's wrong with subcontracting out, certain resources? As a matter of fact, I mean, I think that George W. Bush, if you want to make a case for it, he was being efficient. He was being efficient. He was just trying to, go out there and instead of the war costing more money, he was just being efficient. I mean, look, I'm not trying to, take up for George W. Bush. I think he ran the war in an incompetent fashion. I think that he underestimated the Iraqi situation and not recognizing the infrastructure that was currently in Iraq. I mean, there was a lot of things that we can talk about George W. Bush, but your debate is Bill Clinton is somehow better than George W. Bush because Bill Clinton got a blowjob from a fatty, and George W. Bush gave contracts to Halliburton. I'm not getting the connection, is what I'm trying to say.
Isn't war profiteering illegal under international law?
There is no war profiteering. I mean, look, you get a contract. That's how contracts work. I mean, do you understand how, like, let's say your local municipality needs road construction? Well, they subcontract that, son. They subcontract that road construction to somebody within your local vicinity or your state. All right? Do you get that's the same concept? Do you understand how that works?
Yes, I do. But still,
so
I don't think
what's
it's morally
your
right.
point?
All right. Okay, moreover, what about the other things George Bush administration did? For example, appointing people to political offices, appointing lawyers, based on their political affiliation rather than how good they were as lawyers. They asked them questions like, what do you think about the current president?
Look at Barack Obama. I mean, look at that bull dyke that he just put into the Supreme Court, for Christ's sake. That Kagan. I mean, she looks like a cross between Shemp and, Chaz Bono, for Christ's sake. And, I mean, you couldn't get any more politically left than that broad, for Christ's sake. I mean, Montemayor, whatever her name is. I mean, that's another leftist, leaning idealist. So I don't
agree with you.
So
I agree
what's
with you
the difference?
On that point.
I mean,
the difference is,
let's go ahead.
All right. The difference is George Bush did so many things borderline illegal, very shady, very politically motivated during his administration.
You have yet to name anything,
man.
You've yet to name anything that's been illegal. I've discredited everything you've said already.
What about the reasons for going to the Iraq War? You lied to the American people about it.
The United Nations passed the resolution, man. I mean, what are you talking about? He had a united front of countries that were willing to go in there, for Christ's sake. All right? I mean, the American people sat there. Well, no, the American people, first of all, England, first of all. But secondly, I mean, you have to realize also that the American people were okay with this. You know what I mean? I mean, where were you at when this was happening?
The American people were okay because they were ignorant. That's
okay.
obvious.
So is it wrong? Is it really wrong if this is a government made for the people and by the people? Is it wrong?
It is wrong because they have a responsibility to tell the American people what's really going on, and they didn't.
No, what didn't they tell them? What did they not tell them?
They didn't tell them that they were not pointing to. First of all, that they didn't even have the weapons of mass destruction that they claimed. They didn't even.
First of all, let's take a step back. That's a lie. We know that they had anthrax, barrels of ricin. I mean, the UN inspectors during the first early 90s inspection, proved that. I mean, we knew they had it. All right. I mean, now I'm not saying that we went in there for the weapons of mass destruction situation. I'll be the first one to admit that. But I'll be the second one to admit that I could understand what George Bush was thinking, because inevitably the reason that we needed to go into Iraq was because we would have seen this Arab Spring vacuum that we're seeing currently happen right before our eyes. And the last thing we would need is a Saddam Hussein who's right in the middle of everything, who was always, fist pumping his ass, on every neighboring country out there. I mean, I could have only imagined what would happen if that idiot was still in power, for Christ's sake. And not only that, why are you even still crying about this, man? Your boy's in power. I mean, Barack Obama, remember, he was supposed to be the peace president. Here's the man who's putting more troops out at war. How come you're not crying about this man?
Look, I'm kind of more on the negative than Obama.
You see, you don't know what you're saying, 901. You don't know what you're saying. You see, you need to listen to me a little bit more, and then you start realizing that, hey, wait a minute, you're right. Hey, whatever George Bush did, he did. It's in the past. The American people thought it was okay to do, all right? Somebody thought they thought it was okay to do, and I keep saying this, folks, that if this is a country made for the people and by the people, and if the people fall asleep at the wheel, and the American government commits American troops to war, if the American government commits acts of atrocity in the name of America, and the American people vote the same people in that approve this stuff, is it wrong? No, it's not. No, it's not. So I know that you're saying, I know that you're recanting all this old Bush rhetoric, and hey, it was chic back then. You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, when one used to be able to watch the Bill Maher show back in the 2000s, the early 2000s, it was a lot more funnier when Bush was in office. You know what I mean? Now Bill Maher sucks. He's become a propagandist for this disgusting administration that is putting our country down into more and more squalor, for Christ's sake. I mean, and instead of sitting here and talking about how this president is just done absolutely nothing except provide more and more war, provide more and more socialism. I don't understand why you're not sitting here calling me up complaining about that instead of complaining about Bush. Bush is long gone, man. He's a private citizen. He's out there in Crawford, Texas, jerking off somewhere. Who cares about him? It's here and now, man. Why aren't you talking about here and now?
All right, well, talking about here and now, Libya, do you believe in preemptive war? Because it sounds like, based on your description of the Iraq war, that you do. And that's what Obama's doing in Libya, yet you're complaining about that. So I'm just wondering what's the difference between Libya and Iraq.
Okay, so it's okay for Obama to do it, but not
no,
okay
I'm
for
saying just
Bush
the
to do it?
opposite.
Is that your case? No, that's what you're making that case right now. That's what you just made that case right
I'm
now
not saying,
in the debate that you just displayed right now, sir.
No, what I was saying, all right, I was saying that you are talking about Libya and you're being very critical of the war in Libya. However, you said that you supported Bush, or well, not so much supported Bush, but you could understand his reasons for going into Iraq. But how is it any different? It's both preemptive war. It's both trying to stir shit up in the Middle East. Yet you support Bush, and now you're criticizing Obama day after day against Libya, and it's the same shit.
Well, first of all, I didn't really support the Iraq situation, but since it was implemented and since it was sold to us in a certain fashion, I understood what was happening. I understood that the reason Bush was going in there was to preserve certain oil assets. And now that we have Obama in office, and instead of Obama asserting his political authority and telling this Iraqi parliament that they need to, either start giving us money pro bono or just giving us oil pro bono so we can knock off the $1.52 trillion that they owe us for liberating their asses. I don't understand why, Obama is not demanding payment or demanding oil so that we can offset these oil prices. Instead, he's cutting and running, and who's going to be left with the whatever trillion or whatever the hell it is dollars that's going to be left over from this war? We are. All right? We are.
That's a good point, but you just said that the Iraq war was for oil. Is that correct? Is that what you said?
Well, what the hell? At this point, that's all you can interpret it as at this point, right? We didn't find the ricin. Who the hell knows where that's at? The ricin, the anthrax, and everything else that we knew he had. So who the hell knows what happened to that? But yeah, it's about the oil, for Christ's sake. The only reason that we're not in control of the oil, son, is because Barack Obama is basically said that we're cutting and running out of Iraq. We're giving Iraq to the Iraqi parliament. They can't even provide social order and stability, the Iraqi parliament. They want to thumb their nose at us and tell us to go, but at the same time, once we go, who's going to take control of the country? The damn idiots from Iran, or the damn idiots from Turkey, the damn idiots from Syria. Do you understand what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense. Okay, you disagree with the Iraq war. Okay, great. But you see, it's already happened. The American people were okay with it. They okayed it. They reelected George W. Bush, for Christ's sake. All right. So what I'm saying is, why didn't Obama, if he wanted to be the good president that he was, why didn't this man, instead of cutting and running and having the American people take the tab of $2 trillion for this war, not to mention I don't know how many thousands of American lives and thousands of American casualties that have been suffered in this war, we're just cutting and running and letting it go by the wayside. No questions asked. Now, why aren't you more pissed about that? I mean, do you know that even the English, they just paid us back, what was it, 3, 4, 5 years ago? They just paid us back for us bailing their ass out there at World War II. They just paid us back, man. What makes Iraq any different?
Well, what's the alternative? To continue the war for more years?
Christ, you're such a leftist hippie. Get this idiot. Get him off, for Christ's sake. Do you understand? Do you understand what's happening here, folks? You know, you try to reason with a liberal, and this is what you get. I mean, round and round, round and round we go in circles, circles, baby, yeah, yeah. I don't even know why I even discuss, some of these subject matters. Doesn't seem like anybody's even freaking listening, for Christ's sake. Anyway, enough of Wiener. I just wanted to say that Wiener, bon voyage. It's been great, but the bottom line is you got to go, and I hope you go in disgrace. I hope I see you in a gutter somewhere. You know what I mean? Anyway, let me move on to another subject matter. Let's get a little bit Canadian in here. All right, it's already getting a little bit Canadian, but let's get a little bit more Canadian up in here for a second, okay? What the hell are they putting in the moose or in the goddamn fish or whatever the hell these idiots eat out there in Canada? Can somebody explain what's happening out there? I mean, did you see these stupid, dumbass Canadian bacon butt lovers out there last night, for Christ's sake? I don't know if y'all are familiar here, but the Canadians, I guess their stupid hockey team, I don't watch hockey. I think hockey's kind of silly, for Christ's sake. I mean, it's like a bunch of tough guys that really wanted to be little prancing around, little fairies, like, those little figure skaters, You had a whole bunch of tough guys that wanted to be figure skaters, and they're like, hey, you know what we can do? We can pretend, so you can still be tough. We get a little hockey stick, dude, and you just go around like get a little puck on the ground. I mean, whatever it is. I mean, if you like hockey, I'm sorry, I don't get it. I don't like it. The best part of the game in hockey is when they're kicking each other's asses, and that doesn't happen very often, or it doesn't happen often enough. Let's put it that way. But I just want to tell you something, you idiot Canadians. All right, I don't ever want to hear you stupid Canadian bacon, one-ball Tom Green loving bastards. I don't ever want to hear you say that, oh, yeah, well, Canada is not as violent as America, you know what I mean? It's not as violent as America. I mean, did y'all see what happened after the stupid hockey team lost last night? I mean, these idiots turned Vancouver into a post-Katrina wasteland, for Christ's sake, because their stupid Canucks didn't win the freaking hockey game. Can you believe this crap? I mean, what the hell is wrong with you idiots in Canada? What, was there not enough moose antlers to shove up your freaking ass? I mean, give me a break. I mean, they were toppling over cars. They were burning buildings, for Christ's sake. I mean, there were people stabbing people in the street out there. I mean, there was 120 how much was it? 150 people having to get treated, for Christ's sake, because these sick-ass Canadians, you know what I mean? They're out there, oh, it's not fair, eh? It's not fair that we lost the game, eh? It's not fair, eh? I'm gonna take some calls here. If you're from Canada, please give me a goddamn call right now. I want you to explain yourself. I want you to explain yourself, all right, you moose-humping piece of crap. I want you idiots from Canada to explain yourself. Let's take some calls here. Area code 281, you're on the horn.
Ghost, you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hey, this is Clayton Brown. I've been listening to your show for a while. I'm ARLNet.
Hey, what's up, man?
Cool talking with you. About these Canadians, aren't they known, like, they're known for drinking a lot, aren't they?
Well, yeah, they're known for drinking a lot, and they're also known for, humping a dead moose every now and then, too.
I mean, don't they have lots of alcohol at the games?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm sure they do have a lot of alcohol, and I'm also pretty sure that Vancouver, I've never been there, nor will I ever go to that ice hole that is Canada. But the problem is, though, is that everybody lives in like a metropolis-based area. It's kind of like when I'm living out here in Austin. You kind of walk to wherever you want to go to, or you take a cab, something of that nature. And I think that you're right. These idiots just had way too much, Canadian bacon whiskey or cheap-ass beer, whatever they drink out there. Who the hell cares? But they probably had too much. It was a Game 7. I mean, I'm not trying to make any kind of justification, but it was an emotional Game 7. But I mean, 150 people injured. Have you seen the footage of the crap that was out there? It's just disgusting, man. It's just pathetic, horrible.
I heard about it the first time just a few minutes ago from you. Actually, I was originally calling in for lol's sake.
Yeah, man. Let me talk about. And it's sad. Oh, you wanted to call in about lol's sake?
Yeah. Today,
what do you want to talk about?
Today they released like 62,000 passwords and email addresses from people who are part of a security firm, HB Gary.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, and they've been posting all day on Twitter about it, and they put the text file on some.
Like pastebin, right?
No, this is a text file that you downloaded from Mediafire or something, and
Mediafire, that's right.
And people are getting all kinds of stuff. Like people are finding accounts that work for Xbox Live, PayPal, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, all kinds of stuff.
Oh, geez, man. Well, once again, I mean, it just goes to show you that, some of these systems administrators, they have to start stepping their games up. We all know the lazy tech guy, whether you go to college or whether you work in a company and you got to deal with some IT tech guy. They're just such pricks and assholes. They think that they're such wanted jerks. They think that, look, you want me for something else, and they walk around with such pompous attitude. And then when something like this happens, I hope that they get their asses fired for being such incompetent jerk asses, for Christ's sake. You know what I mean?
Yeah. From what I understand, they got the CEO's phone or password. It could have been somebody else, but it was a really simple password for the entire system, and they just dumped it all.
That's one thing that lolsec is exposing. It's exposing a lot of simple passwords. I mean, I've seen some of the simplistic garbage that they have exposed out here, and I'm like, what? They're guarding the system with this? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you go to the website, hbgary.com, or they specialize for industry-grade security, and they work with governments all the time, like the White House and stuff.
Oh, lolsec?
No, the company.
Oh, you're talking about the security firm that they hacked.
Right. It works with the government on several things, and they release security software for companies and such.
Yeah, unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Hey, man, thanks a lot for calling there, ARLNet, man. I mean, and little did I know that the 62,000 numbers that they or the passwords and email addresses were of somebody of a damn security firm. I mean, let me tell you something. Anybody that tries to say that they're anything of cybersecurity need to be on notice because they're going to be called out, and not only that, showed out, if you want my personal opinion. Anyway, let me continue on. I mean, I know that we're talking about these stupid Canucks out here that were out here rioting. They were just out there in the streets. I want to hear from you. All right. I mean, if you're somebody that disagrees with me, if you think that what happened in Vancouver, Canada is somehow justified, I want to talk to you, and I want you to put some goddamn validity on the table. That's what I'd like for you to do. All right, 780, you're on the horn.
Hey, Ghost, how's it going?
How's it going, man?
Yeah, I'm from Canada, in case you're wondering.
All right, well, what do you got to say about your fellow Canadians?
I'm actually from the Vancouver area as well.
Oh, yeah? Were you out there rioting?
Oh, yeah. It was a good night.
Oh, yeah? Did you burn
Canada
anything
celebration. Say that again?
Did you burn anything? Were you the guy on top of that, porta potty that got knocked off by those schmucks that were kicking it?
I actually saw that, but there's something I want to bring up. I just feel like I have to say that Canada is definitely safer than America, and if you don't think so, you're a fucking idiot.
Well, no, I mean, I'm not saying that, America is very safe, but...
we're nowhere near as violent as you guys.
Well, I disagree with that, man. I disagree with that. I mean, wasn't there some idiot out there that had killed like 40 women or something, and he buried them or some kind of crap? That's justified?
Yes.
Ah, you sick gay bastard. Get this gay bastard. Get him off, for Christ's sake. Sitting over here saying that killing 40 women is justified. Look at the sick bastards that are sitting here calling my program, for Christ's sake. And this idiot is supposed to be from Canada? He's supposed to be from Canada, for Christ's sake? Jesus Christ. All right, let's continue going on. We got Rich Smithers on the horn. You there?
Hey, Ghost. What's up?
How's it going?
Not much, man. What do you think about Bitcoins?
I don't know, man. I mean, that $500,000 heist that happened the other day kind of put Bitcoin on a little bit of an unsecure footing. And then when you had the creator of the service sitting there saying, well, we're not going to be able to, track, whoever possibly heisted the $500,000.
Want bigger genitals, measure from a different place. I got a solution for you, and you can take it or leave it. If you want...
Get this stupid Howard Stern, little ballless 9-year-old idiot off my... Get him off my show, engineer! God damn it! You're supposed to be screening these assholes, for Christ's sake! Well, do your job! Jesus Christ, where's my drink? Give me my drink, asshole! Give me my damn drink! My drink. Let me tell you something, man. I really don't appreciate, the calls that are coming in at this point in time, Don't appreciate it whatsoever. We're supposed to be talking about a serious subject matter out here. These asshole Canucks out there in Vancouver, Canada, these one-ball Tom Green worshiping Celine Dion ass-licking pieces of Canadian bacon garbage just went apeshit in Vancouver, Canada, and decided to just go ahead and riot in the streets, and it's just, Jesus Christ, it's stupid. And I want to hear from you. What do you got to say about it? Area code 248, you're on the horn.
Hello, Ghost. How are you?
How's it going?
Oh, I'm just running a bath. Goofy, would you be a dear and hand me the soap? Thank you, babe. Anyway, I'm here to talk about the riots. Oh my, I love hockey, flinging the sticks around.
Oh my God, you're actually in the tub?
Oh my, yes. Yes, totally in the tub. Now, anyway, what the hell was the cause of this riot? Was it a bad call? Was it a couple bad calls, or what?
No, it was just the Canucks lost the damn game. They couldn't believe it. It's like they took away their goddamn beaver jerky, and, they went out and they went apeshit, for Christ's sake, man.
Well, leave it to the Canadians to go crazy over something as silly as hockey.
Yeah, I'm telling you. You having fun in your bath there? Do you got like a rubber ducky or something?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
It sounds like it. So, you got like G.I. Joes, you're playing little army men, maybe shoving them up your anal passage or something?
Oh, no, that's for after the bath time.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Why would you call me taking a bath? What kind of an asshole does that?
Oh, just me. Being myself.
What are you doing in the bathtub, for Christ's sake? I mean, why would you call me, why?
Masturbating, of course.
Oh, Jesus, get this fruit bowl off. Get him off, engineer! God damn it! Jesus Christ. I'm getting a little tired of this, you know that? I'm getting really tired of this. You know what? I'm taking a break. That's what I'm doing. I'm taking a break. As a matter of fact, let me go into one of the later subject matters. I'm just going to go ahead and talk about it right now. Let's talk a little bit about Tupac Shakur. You know what I'm saying? That's right. I'm talking about Tupac Shakur, baby. Supposedly, today was the day he was killed, by the way. Supposedly, the day he died, sorry. Supposedly, there's some ass clown coming out saying that he was the man that that shot Tupac the first time. When they shot him 5 times, they shot him in the testicle and shot him in the chest and in the arm. Right outside that recording studio where Biggie and Puff Daddy was in New York. You remember that? Y'all remember that? Well, anyway, there's some jive-ass turkey criminal, some convict, that's actually coming forward and admitting that he was the trigger man behind the robbery, what it surmises to. It's a robbery of Tupac Shakur downstairs in the studio where Biggie and Puff Daddy were recording. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is because, Jesus Christ, who gives a shit? How about that? Who cares who killed Tupac? All right? Who cares who killed Tupac? And you want to know what else I don't like? All this thug life crap, Oh, yeah, thug life, baby, still alive, baby. Thug life still alive, baby. Yeah, thug life, nigga. West Side? West Side? I mean, are you kidding me, man? Are you kidding me? West Side, West Side. Is that why y'all idiots throw West Side because of old Tupac Shakur? Huh? Thug life, nigga. West Side? West Side? Well, here's a little bit of news for you idiots, all right? Tupac Shakur was nothing more than a studio-ass gangster, all right? A studio-ass gangster that was not from the West Coast. Do you understand this? I mean, I want to get this through your dumb hip-hop jive heads. This man was not a goddamn idiot from the West Coast. This man was from New York, all right? This man was from New York, and just to prove it, all right? Let's take a trip back into the discography of Tupac Shakur. Now, where did Tupac Shakur come from, really, huh? Well, Tupac Shakur was brought up in New York City. That's right. Brought up in New York City, baby. All right, he went to art school in New York. I know that he, was saying East Coast killer, and I hate the East Coast, West Side. Idiot wasn't even brought up in the West Side. He wasn't even brought up in the West Coast, all right? All right, this idiot was brought up in New York City, all right? Now, let me take another swipe at Pac here, all right? He was a fake-ass studio gangster that ain't never seen the hood in his life. Now, let's take it back to when Tupac was like 16, 17 years old, all right? When he was 16, 17 years old, he hooked up with a fellow rapper by the name of Shock G. And for you folks that don't know who Shock G is, he was the guy who was the man behind Digital Underground, all right? Digital Underground was the group that Tupac, all right? That's where he started. All right? He was a dancer in the back. He was like, yeah, I'm a Tupac dancer, baby. Yeah. All right? This guy was not in the hood, slanging dope. He was not busting caps. He was not doing this. No. This guy was out there, a background dancer to Humpty. You know what I mean? And not only that, Humpty was nothing more than an alter ego of Shock G. I mean, how gangster is that, really? How gangster is that when you've got Humpty, an alternative ego, an alter ego of Shock G? And here you got Tupac, coming in being a backup dancer for this. Well, anyway, Shock G and Digital Underground loved this guy so much because, of course, he was animated, had a lot of energy, so on and so forth. They actually let him rap. They actually let him rap in a song when he was about 17, all right? Now, I'm going to go ahead and put that song on right now, all right? It's by Digital Underground. You're going to hear Tupac there at the end, all right? There at the freaking end. And this song, my friends, is by Digital Underground. This was brought out in 1990, 89-90. All right, let's go ahead and put it on. Hey, engineer, do you got this crap or what? Yeah, all right, the engineer's got it. My friends, this is your boy, all right? Tupac Shakur, the studio-ass gangster, the idiot that thinks that he's from the West Coast when, he is actually from the East Coast, all right? And as a matter of fact, in the video of this song, he's actually sporting a New York Yankees jersey. I kid you not, he's actually sporting a New York Yankees jersey. It just goes to show you how fake this asshole is. Anyway, without any further ado, Digital Underground, all around the world. The later subject matters, I'm just going to go ahead and talk about it. The later subject matters, I'm just going to go ahead and talk about it right now. Let's talk a little bit about Tupac Shakur. You know what I'm saying? That's right, I'm talking about Tupac Shakur, baby. Supposedly, today was the day he was killed, by the way. Supposedly, the day he died, sorry. Supposedly there's some ass clown coming out saying that he was the man that that shot Tupac.
You're listening to Ghost on True Capitalist Radio. True Capitalist Radio.
Yeah, there's your gangster right there. There's your West Side gangster. All right, why don't you, Google or YouTube or look for the video. This idiot is sporting a goddamn New York Yankees, excuse me, a New York Yankees jersey, and yet 3 or 4 years later, this guy's West Side till I die, West Side till I die, East Coast killer, baby, West Side till I die. Oh, that's funny. Oh, that is so funny. Anyway, I don't want to bring up Tupac again. I just wanted to show all of you folks that follow this guy as some kind of a thug life angel. A thug angel, baby. Well, this guy's a fake piece of crap, just like everybody in rap, all right? Everybody in hip-hop is a fake-ass studio gangster. Because anybody that was a real gangster wouldn't be rapping, man. They'd be slanging dope, all right? They'd be like Kenneth McGriff from New York, all right? That's what they would be. They'd be like Kenneth McGriff. Anyway, 646-652-4869 is the number to call. I want to hear from you, for Christ's sake. I know that we were talking a little bit about, Tupac there. I like that song, by the way. That's the only reason why I know about Tupac. I like that song, man. I like that song. All around the world, same song. Yeah, that's some good stuff. And 50 Cent is not real. 50 Cent, Curtis Jackson took the name of a Brooklyn gangster by the name of 50 Cent and literally rapped about everything that 50 Cent, which died in the streets, mind you, died in the street, took all the work that man put in on the streets and took credit for it on his album. He's a piece of crap. That you cannot name one legitimate gangster rapper. You can't. You cannot. You cannot do it. Anyway, let's take some calls here. 646-652-4869. We were talking about Tupac. We just heard all around the world, same song. We heard that. I want to get to a little bit about Ayman al-Zawahiri becoming the new leader of the Al-Qaeda faction. That's right. Ever since bin Laden took a bullet in the head, al-Zawahiri, he was necessarily in charge, but he was definitely a key player in the assassination of Omar Sadat. For you folks that don't remember, you need to look it up. He was the leader of Egypt that got assassinated by this son of a bitch. And believe it or not, he actually spent time in prison, old Zawahiri, but he got out. But anyway, I want to hear from you, 646-652-4869. We got Vince in the Bay on the horn. What's up, Vince? How's it going, man?
Hey, good to be with you, Ghost. I'm doing well, man. I just wanted to follow up on Tupac. I know you just got off of that topic, but shouts out to the real West Coasters like Digital Underground and Too Short. I remember back in the day. I actually remember seeing I witnessed live on stage Tupac back in the day when he was a dancer for Digital Underground. I witnessed what was it? It must have been around 91, 92.
Yeah, absolutely, like 91, 91.
Yeah,
I remember that.
I went to a summer jam in out here at Shoreline in Mountain View. They every year the local hip hop station puts on their summer jam, just like every metropolitan urban hip hop station does. And I remember seeing a fucking kick ass lineup, man. I remember it was Too Short, Digital Underground, MC Breed, who just recently passed away, Boys to Men. It was all kinds of crazy people, but Digital Underground and Too Short were the headliners. And I vividly remember seeing dancers, and of course at that time I didn't know I was looking at Tupac, but yeah, he was. I'm really glad you touched on this, Ghost, because I grew up in the Bay Area. And born and raised here. I mean, I wasn't a thug. Didn't live the hood life, but I have two wits about me and a connection to the internet, and I know as well as everybody that like you said, most of these hip hop artists it's just all Hollywood smoke and mirrors, really. And he was recruited, for his pedigree, if you will. I mean, he's got a little bit of street cred, at least philosophically wise, because I know his parents. He was born to former Black Panthers, so he's got a lot of this leftist intellectual street cred. And I think he's another example of sort of what I alluded to yesterday, this social nudging, this nudging of society. And what they do is during the early 90s, they were recruiting these hip-hop artists to basically brand different messages to the kids. And you mentioned the later generations, like 50 Cent ripping off a gangster's name, and Rick Ross is another one that comes to mind. And he ripped off Freeway Ricky Ross's name.
I hate that fat bastard Ricky Ross. I mean, let me tell you something. The original Ricky Ross was probably the pinnacle of distribution when it came to crack cocaine being dispensed on the streets. I'm sure the real Ricky Ross, he's sitting somewhere in prison. I'm sure he's under, a gun to his head. I'm sure this man could probably name, who gave him crack cocaine, because crack cocaine all of a sudden just appeared on the street. As if, some chemist had figured out, you know what, here we go, we can take cocaine, put some, some baking powder and, boil it and do all this other stuff to it, and it gives you this, smoking freebase, beyond freebase type of high. And the only reason I bring up Ricky Ross is because Ricky Ross was directly connected with the Nicaraguan Contra revolution. General Blandón, who had lost the revolution in Nicaragua to the leftists, was actually being funded by the CIA covertly, but the funding had got cut off through public funds. So Ollie North and his circle of goons really believed in this Nicaraguan cause, so to speak. And as a result, General Blandón needed to raise money for a counter-revolution, the Contras, which was, very interesting war, to say the least, a little interesting conflict. But believe it or not, Ricky Ross was the distribution of what ended up being the fundraising of the Nicaraguan, the Contra guerrilla army. Now, what was Ricky Ross selling? Cocaine. And how was he getting it in? Well, first of all, I mean, they were in South America. They were in the hills out there in Nicaragua, trying to gather up a counter-revolution force. That's where we get the term Contra. And they were actually utilizing the ease of cocaine, cutting it down. And according to reports, Ollie North and all these people knew that these shipments of cocaine were getting protected airplane status to come into the country. And lo and behold, Ricky Ross was the man to distribute this cocaine all across Metropolis, all over the nation. So whenever anybody hears that fat bastard Ricky Ross, every day I'm hustling, the real Noriega owe me 1,000 favors, he's not the real bastard, all right? He's a fat, bloated piece of crap. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry I disturbed you, Vince, but I'm glad you brought that fat bastard up. Let me get a drink, by the way. Let me get a drink.
Yeah, no worries, Ghost. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I've never been impressed with the hip hop artist Freeway Ricky Ross or whatever they call Rick Rose or whatever his name is. But you were touching on earlier on the Vancouver riots, and this to me, I'm looking at this video, at least the one that I'm seeing. It doesn't look that. It just looks like a bunch of trust fund babies who were drunk after the bars let out and they decided to torch a cop car or something. I don't know what's going. I mean, this doesn't look like any. This is like tiddlywinks compared to what it is in Oakland after the Raiders lose the Super Bowl. I mean, this is nothing.
You think so? I mean, it looked pretty dramatic there.
Stuff.
I mean, they were doing some major damage out there. I mean, the last thing I would think that would come out of a moose humping Canuck is the ability to start causing havoc. They were wrecking windows in buildings. They were catching things on fire. I mean, they were tipping over shit stalls. I mean, they were doing all kinds of weird stuff there, man.
Yeah, I guess the clip I'm looking at here, it's from Russia today, and it's all it is it's just one big. It looks like a bonfire. It doesn't even look like it's just a huge bonfire in some public square maybe, and it's a bunch of kids, having a big photo op. It's a big circle jerk around a fire, and there's these poor firemen who are trying to do their job and put it out. And everybody's just sitting around gawking at this fire. It doesn't really look like much to me. I mean, maybe this is just one isolated example, but
you need to take a look at the cumulative amount of footage that's available out here, man. There was a lot of weird stuff happening out there in Vancouver. I mean, the police were overwhelmed. I mean, they didn't know what the hell to do. I mean, they had to come out, riot police. I mean, they were beating people up with billy clubs. Actual rioters, from what I understand, according to reports, they were going into the riot and stabbing people. There was I don't know how many, 9 or 10 stabbings of people. Yeah, I mean, this was not your typical. Oh yeah, hey, we're gonna get some beer, we're gonna go out and
that's what these people are capable of. You know what? I live in the Bay Area. We were in the playoffs with these motherfuckers a couple of weeks ago. We had these assholes in our town. And this is what they were capable of, because they were playing the Sharks here, the San Jose Sharks, and a lot of these assholes came down from. Wait a second, I recognize one of these assholes. I think I saw this guy walk by a taqueria. No shit. Wow, this is crazy, man. These people are nuts.
Are you looking at
these people are
footage
nuts.
or something?
You don't have any Canadian listeners by any chance, do you?
Are you kidding me? I got a whole bunch. It seems to me
listening right now.
No, it seems to me I have more foreign listeners than I do American listeners. Go ahead.
I bet you. There's a lot of these guys look kind of fruity too. They kind of look visually how I imagine some of these idiots that call your show might look like. I bet you some of these assholes. Maybe half the reason why your chat room is not so crazy right now is because maybe some of these assholes got arrested last night, Ghost. I think some of your listeners, some of your internet buttsockers, got drunk last night on the streets of Vancouver and were taken down by the authorities. I'm almost willing to bet my life on it.
That'd be pretty good, man, because I got a lot of internet butt stalkers. I mean, so much it smells up the damn broadcast like butt crack. But once again, I did not expect this out of Canada. I thought Canada, they try to pride themselves on being some civilized socialist pissing ground, and the only reason that they can have their little socialist little pissing ground is because they are a pimple on the ass of America. I find it funny that everybody from Canada can sit here and make all these kinds of assumptions and comments and, make these controversial statements that piss off other governments. Why? Because they are a pimple on the ass of America that just won't go away. And I really don't like people. Well, let me take that back. I shouldn't say that. I just don't like the country of Canada. I think it's crap. I think it's utter crap.
I think Lucky Sinner. I think we're starting to pick them out now, Ghost. Lucky Sinner says, "Come up here and say that to my face." So I think he's one of them. They're in your chat room, Ghost. They're in there.
Oh man, that's the last thing. That's the last thing I need is a whole group of Canucks up in here, talking.
Generic Dude 22. Generic Dude 22 is Canadian. See, they're everywhere.
Oh Jesus Christ! Oh man, and there's no way Lolsec is from Canada. Stop saying that. Stop scrolling it.
They don't have the mental fortitude to muster up that type of ingenuity. Not in a million years. No way.
Absolutely not. No way. No way they do. There is no way that these Lolsec guys have anything affiliated with Canada. And if they do, they're probably.
I've heard of it. Well, first of all, we called the number. The guy's name's Pierre. He doesn't sound French Canadian. He sounds like he's from the homeland.
Do you think that that's like a little bit of an exaggerated Pepe Le Pew, French sound, though? You don't think that's, it's...
It could. Well, I thought that actually the second time you called in, Ghost, I kind of thought that. At first, I think he got me, and then second listen, you're right. It's probably an American. It's got to be a capitalist. It's somebody capitalizing somewhere. It's probably, a fan of your show too, because they're doing it for the lulz and they're doing it with a purpose, with the sort of an end game, if you will, in mind, kind of like your program. So I think it's a capitalist, whoever it is.
Yeah, I also think so too. I mean, they're accepting Bitcoin donations. Moreover, I wouldn't be surprised if they're being contacted by a lot of the individuals that they're hacking to, kind of gauge the security for their networks. I mean, this is what used to happen in the 90s. Back in the 90s, there used to be a whole bunch of hackers, man, that, kind of paved the way for these kids that are available now. I mean, I could name hacker. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, Zyklon, Most Hated. Jesus Christ. I mean, I could name a whole bunch of them, man. But the problem is that they tried to do what LulzSec is doing back then, and they caught Fed cases and, unfortunately had to do some time in prison. But at the same time, I understand where LulzSec is trying to do. They're trying to show the vulnerabilities, and they're doing it in very dramatic PR-based fashion. And that's what the hackers of old didn't have. They didn't have good PR. They didn't know how to, rally the general masses of the Internet around their particular cause, if you will. And this is what LulzSec has been successful at doing. And, let me tell you something. I think that they're doing a hell of a job. I think that I know for a fact that they're listening into this broadcast, and, much props to them. And I actually think that they're a capitalist also. I actually think they're making serious capital by some of these people paying them to, cover up some of these holes that their damn system administrators failed to do. And it's a good way to make some money. It's a good way to make some capital. Anyway, stay right there, Vince. I'm gonna let everybody know that we are 2 minutes into the third and final hour of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. I want to go over the last subject matters because I kind of want to have a good chunk of time for Radio Graffiti. I've been listening to the shows the past couple of days, and I've been loving some of the creativity that's been coming out of some of the ass clowns that are calling up and saying something. You know what I'm saying? I mean, seriously, I love the creativity. I want more. Let the lulz flow freely. Let the lulz roll freely. Let it flow. Let it flow. Anyway, let me go ahead and give some shout-outs, too. I've been neglecting the shout-outs. And, of course, you want some shout-outs, retweet the first tweet on my Twitter account. And if you don't already know, my Twitter account name is Ghost Politics. All one word, no underscores, baby. Let's see, who do we got here? We got Communist Dad. We got King Helfa. I'm not saying that. Communist Hammer. Iron Curtain, Communist Radio, I'm not saying that either, Bath.wave, we got Cans.wave, we got RIP Tupac Brony, Jesus Christ, we got My Little Pony Fan, you better be a girl, we got Changes Tupac, Jesus Christ, what are we naming songs now in the Twitter accounts that we're doing shout-out for? Change, you ain't even know, baby, you know what I'm saying? I ain't mad at you. I ain't got nothing but love for you. Anyway, we got Laser Frog. What's going on, Laser Frog? We got Canada and Proud. It's Canada, you asshole. We got LulzSec, our new fags. Oh, man, let me tell you something right now. If you were that certain about it, why don't you go in their IRC chat and just start mouthing off like that? Just go ahead. You know what I mean? Say, I'm behind seven proxies. I'm behind 7 proxies. Yeah, let's see how that works for you. Anyway, I do want to talk a little bit about the things that I haven't talked about. We were talking about Ayman al-Zawahiri becoming the official leader of Al-Qaeda. He, of course, is the old man that's the sidekick of Osama bin Laden. Osama bin Laden's spiritual leader. Now that Osama bin Laden has, got a hole in his head, now he seems to be the leader. He seems to be the leader now at this point in time. And if you don't know who al-Zawahiri is, he's that guy, man. You know what I'm saying? He's that guy with that like tumor on his head, where the third eye is supposed to be. He's got like a goddamn, like a barrel roll or something on his head, for Christ's sake. Anyway, I want to talk a little bit about there was a suicide bomber that has targeted the Nigerian police in Nigeria. And I was just talking about Nigeria yesterday, about how we're having destabilization in Nigeria. As a matter of fact, when I was speaking of it, I was talking about how we're having destabilization all over the world, and I specifically named Nigeria. And this particular suicide bombing that they hit a police station in Nigeria goes to show you the type of destabilization that's happening out there in Africa. You know what I mean? I mean, this is a serious, disgusting situation. I mean, what is he got? Good Luck Johnson, or actually his name is Good Luck Jonathan, but I like to say Good Luck Johnson, the leader of Nigeria. I know he was elected for another term. He needs to step his game up and step his chain up. He's not having, his first name, promenade through his country here. You know what I mean? It's not very good luck. Not much good luck going on here. So I want to hear what's going on. 646-652-4869. What do you think about, Good Luck Johnson? 732, what's up? You're on the horn, man.
Hey, can you hear me?
Hello? Yeah, we can hear you. What's up, man?
Hey, okay. Well, I think Johnson, I like the name, but I actually didn't hear anything about the story. It's a little hard.
Hold on, you have to speak up a little louder.
Is that better?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I actually did not hear about the story other than you just talking about it, dude. But I would like to say something about what's going on with the whole Canadian riot.
Okay, go for it.
I don't see why the Canadians always make their country so much of a, come over to...
I'm sorry, man. You're a stumbling, mumbling little jerk, and we can't even understand you. All right, take your phone out your ass. Bagels and beans, you're on the horn.
Hey, my big boy. It's me again, your favorite Mexican. Hey, man.
Jesus Christ, here's this stupid, dumbass European Arab immigrant, for Christ's sake. Shooting Star, what's up?
Hello. I'm from Canada. I wanted to talk about the riots.
Okay, go ahead. What's up? What do you want to talk about?
We are better than American faggots. Especially you. You ate mooses. You also take it up the ass. Raping women is awesome, by the way. You do it, after all. Goodbye.
You sick son of a bitch. Get this goddamn Stephen Hawking asshole off my life. You're supposed to be screening these people, engineer. You're supposed to be screaming these assholes, for Christ's sake. Well, do your damn job, for Christ's sake. Give me my drink. I really don't appreciate this, man. Anyway, moreover, we know suicide bomber in Nigeria. Be expecting more destabilization in that area, folks. All right? Be expecting more destabilization in there and a whole bunch of areas in Africa. I also want to talk about Boner, Speaker of the House Bonner disputing the White House account on Libya. We talked about that a little bit earlier in the show, about how the White House believes that because it's not using necessarily ground forces, that it doesn't necessarily have to oblige the War Powers Act, and it doesn't necessarily apply to this particular military operation. And we reported it yesterday. We have a whole bunch of Congress people attempting to sue the president so they can take it to the judicial branch in hopes of sustaining some kind of validity in what the hell's going to happen with this military theater in Libya. You know what I mean? Because I think it's an act of war and it should have went through Congress. This is the whole reason why these Congress people are taking this to court, because they feel that the president defied the Constitution. And I think it's a very serious implication out there, folks. I don't know about you. I know there's a lot of people out there that probably wipe your dirty derriere with the damn Constitution. That ain't me. All right? That ain't me. All right? Anyway, I also wanted to. I think we already talked about dumbass Tupac Shakur. We already called him some fake ass studio gangster that he is. I want to talk about these, sick, sadistic, dumbass parents in today's America. Let me just go to show you. I know I always talk about how parents are overrated in this country. They're just completely overrated. They want all kinds of props for things that they're supposed to do, Oh, I take care of my kid. I feed my child. I take my child to school. That's what you're supposed to do, you filthy slut! You should not get any kind of props for this crap. I mean, it makes me sick whenever I hear some mother, try to, run her mouth off as if she's such a great member of society because, oh, yeah, I did this for my kid and I did that. That's what you're supposed to do, you filthy skankosaurus. Anyway, unfortunately, we don't have parents in America who do that. You know what I mean? That's why you have people who praise simplistic things that we're supposed to do because we have parents like this. Parents out of Kansas City, Missouri, who were charged after their pet ferret, all right? Their pet ferret chewed off their 4-month-old son's fingers off. Can you believe this crap? Huh? Yeah. Yeah, the parents out of Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, Ryan R. Waldo, 33 years old, Carrie R. Waldo, 25, okay? The pet ferret that they had actually chewed off their 4-month-old son's fingers. Now, how did this happen? Why did this happen? Ryan and old Carrie just kind of left their son home alone there for a minute while they, went out and, finger banged or whatever the hell they did. Who the hell knows, for Christ's sake? But this is today's America, folks, where parents, 2 parents, not just 1 parent, we have 2 parents in this household. They actually thought it was a good idea that they just kind of leave their kid with a pet ferret, for Christ's sake. Let's just go ahead and leave them at home alone. What could happen? They get home, 4-month-old kid's, hand is looking like dog meat. That's just horrible. I mean, this is America, folks. This is America. This is the new America that we're living in. I know there's people that don't want to sit here and face up to it, but this is it. I want to see if anybody has anything to say about this. I'm going to take some calls right now, 646-652-4869. I want to hear what people have to say about this. I mean, this is a 2-parent family here. It's not like, some dirty dish rag whore, wanted to go out and, hop on something that looked good in a leather jacket or something and let the kid alone. I mean, these are 2 parents. Just let their, with a freaking pet ferret? Who has a pet ferret? Who has a pet ferret, for Christ's sake? I mean, that's a weasel. You know that, right, folks? A weasel? Oh, Jesus Christ. Anyway, 314, what's going on? Oh, Jesus Christ, you hung up. We got Baller Friday. What's up? Oh, Jesus Christ. We got I Am Cave Explorer. What's up?
You're a Mexican. I know you're a Mexican. Get ready. You're a Mexican.
You stupid, silly bastard. 901, what's up?
Hey, I have a pet ferret. I let him tickle my ass all the time. Feels good, man.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. I'm sure you've got pet ferrets and pet rats and pet hamsters, you sick son of a bitch. All right? I mean, there's nothing funny about that whatsoever. That was a big epidemic in the 80s, folks, and this is not a joke. I know people think that I'm lying about this. This was not a joke. A huge epidemic in the homosexual community back in the 80s. They would collect these goddamn rodents, these rats and gerbils. They would, literally tape around the bodies of these damn gerbils and rats and shove these things up their ass. I mean, they're still alive, of course. This isn't, they killed the mouse or something. They would shove them up their ass, and this was a big thing to do back in the 80s in the gay scene, for Christ's sake. You know what I mean? And what the homosexuals would actually get gratification on is the rat suffocating and dying and squirming and squiggling in the prostate. You know, that's exactly what they loved about it. And this is America, though. This is it. This is it right here, you know? I mean, I know people think, Richard Gere, that's all I got to say, Richard Gere. Anyway, Cave Johnson, what's up?
Hey man, this is great for what's happening in America, to be honest with you. I used to live in America for 2 years. Problem is the schooling, if you ask me. I lived there for 2 years throughout my entire school life. Absolutely ridiculous. People go around and fight. It's pathetic.
It is pathetic, and you know, I hate to agree with you, you know, but I have to agree. I mean, this is a sick society that we're living in out here, man. I mean, we're sick. We've mixed sex and violence. You know, sometimes bestiality. I mean, these people are doing sick crap out here in America, man. Sick, disgusting garbage. I mean, To Catch a Predator. You know, Chris Hansen. That's all I got to say, man. Jesus Christ. Anyway, let me move on to another subject matter. Anyway, parents charged out of Kansas City, Missouri. They're charged after their ferret chews off their baby's fingers after they step out and I guess, I don't know, have some tea or something. Who the hell knows? Anyway, let me move on to another subject matter here. I'm going to get through with all of them. I want to talk a little bit about people in Britain. I know we have a lot of British people, a lot of English people listening into the program. I want to thank them for listening in. Got a big contingent of people from England. An interesting study about British people came out today. I don't know if y'all read it, but a new study states that 2.5 million British men are too fat to see their penis. They're too fat to see their penis. I kid you not. This is a study here. Let me go ahead and post the website if people think that I'm just pulling this out of my ass here. But according to this particular study, 2.5 million British men, cannot see their penis. I mean, they're too fat. They cannot see their penis. I kid you not. This is not a joke. Here's I didn't mean for this link to be so goddamn big, but there it is. There it is right here. And it's sick, man. I mean, I thought Americans were fat bastards, you know what I mean? I mean, 2.5 million British men, that's a lot, you know what I mean? And let's read some of the statistics that they had in the survey. They said 30% of men surveyed admitted to drinking alcohol 3 times a week, okay? 30% of British men. 20% of them claim that they rarely pay attention of what they eat. That figure rising to 29% amongst 35 to 45-year-old men. All right? 1 in 10 admitted boozing daily. Yeah, it's kind of like my kind of guy right there. My kind of feller when you keep drinking. It says 1 in 10 of these British men never exercise whatsoever. Never exercise. All right? I mean, it's just... I thought America was fat. It looks like British, the Brits are having their own problem. You know, unbelievable, man. I mean, I guess cheers to the Brits out there. You know what I mean? Cheers. Here, let me go ahead and take a swig for the Brits, man. You know what I mean? Get on a treadmill or something. Let me have a drink. 2.5 million British men cannot see their penis. I mean, that would be a problem for me. You know what I'm saying? I can look down, I can see it. It's like 15.5, but, I can see it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not going to sit here and, be happy with my life if I cannot see a private part that's integral for sexual intercourse and, draining the weasel. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, let me move on to the next and final subject matter, and then we're going to go on to Radio Graffiti. And I would like everybody who's going to participate in Radio Graffiti to get creative, man. All right, start thinking about what the hell you're going to say. It better be funny. It better be lolsy. It better be lolsy. The last subject matter I want to talk about is a study. I love to read about these studies because they amaze me sometimes because 70 to 80% of them are being done with my tax dollars. So here's a little study here. Magic mushrooms, believe it or not, there's a study out And this particular study was published. I don't know where exactly it was published, but here's the article quoting the study. Magic mushrooms. You know mushrooms, right? Y'all know mushrooms? You know, like, yeah, dude, Maui, mushrooms, dude. Yeah. Well, there's the link. Believe it or not, magic mushrooms are going to possibly treat depression and addiction. Huh? Oh, isn't that great, huh? We're going to be giving, depressed and addicted people mushrooms. And according to the report here, believe it or not, it says that a lot of these people have a mystical experience that was felt significant and personal and spiritual. Yeah, it's a hallucinogenic, you idiot. I mean, those are the same arguments that were given by Timothy Leary when he was trying to poison the water supply in California by putting LSD in the water supply. I mean, these were the same arguments given by Timothy Leary in the 70s, for Christ's sake. I mean, Jesus Christ. And now we've actually got somebody that, I don't know what fund, I don't know who's funding this. I don't know what's going on. But it is just, I mean, we're headed into Junkyard America when, they're talking about taking mushrooms. And I don't know if you know where mushrooms grow, but they grow in cow shit. Yeah. Little road apples, little cow patties. You know what I mean? Little road apples. Well, you look under one of those, you should see a couple of damn mushrooms growing underneath. And what they are actually saying you should do, or suggesting, I should say, in the article here and in the study, is that maybe you should eat one of those if you feel a little depressed. Oh, you're addicted. Oh. I mean, give me a goddamn break, man. This is just, I mean, what are we coming to here? I mean, look, if you are having a problem, just drink, all right? I mean, hell, I'm even cool with now, I mean, not that I do it on a consistent basis, but, I mean, I'm even cool with, like, people smoking a little bit of tetrahydrocannabinol, for heaven's sake. But shrooms, man? Shrooms? Are you serious? I mean, this is just an utter joke. I mean, this is just an utter pathetic joke of, was Timothy Leary right then? I mean, that asshole who was put in jail for trying to poison the water supply of California by putting LSD. I mean, was he right then? Since this study has come out and said, oh, it's okay to go ahead and take hallucinogenic drugs if you're depressed or if you got an addiction. Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I mean, I could only see one of these idiots in a goddamn mushroom trip, for Christ's sake. You know what I mean? I mean, I could only see them in a mushroom. Like, oh, yeah, dude, I see the light. Oh, man, the whole world's like an electronic, electromagnetic, rhythmic idea. It's one of those multi-dimensional things, dude. I mean, we're only limited to our sensibilities, dude. We're only limited to our sight, our 20/20 sight. We're only limited to our sense of feel, our sense of smell, our sense of taste, dude. We're so limited, dude. I mean, give me a break. Jesus Christ. Yeah, and can you get engineer? Do you see that son of a bitch Soyuz 3? Do you see that? Can you kick that son of a bitch the hell out? Get him out of here! Get out! Get him out! Anyway, folks, it's about time for radio graffiti. You know what I'm saying? It's about time for radio graffiti, folks. And we're going to go ahead and extend it a little bit. You know what I mean? I mean, we're going to extend it a little bit here because I know a lot of people love this particular part of the program. And the only reason I'm extending it is I'm hoping that there's some creativity that is going to hop out of the derrieres of people that are listening in. So, folks, without any further ado, let everybody know right now, all right? Spread it around like wildfire. Retweet the program. Give us a Facebook like. Share this, share that. Let everybody know that Radio Graffiti on True Capitalist Radio is in effect in the house. All right, let's start taking it. And for all the folks that don't know, all right, let me take a drink first. For all the folks that don't know what radio graffiti is, all right, radio graffiti is an opportunity for you to call up right now, 646-652-4869, and I am going to give you 3 to 4 seconds to say whatever the hell you want. Whatever it is stupid, is ridiculous, is controversial, is shocking, whatever it is, this is your time to say whatever it is. And once I call on your number, once I call on your name, you got 3 to 4 seconds. You better say it, and you better say it quick. All right? And let me go ahead and say a couple more shout-outs to the people that are retweeting the first tweet on the Twitter account there, folks, because I know that we have a lot of people here retweeting the program. We got Boris Loves Vince. We got Mao Zedong. We got Suck Me Cheese Wang. We got Mitch Smith 96. We got Lulsec Skitties. We got God Save Canada. Screw Canada. We got Mike Rochhertz. Tupac is a brony. Mike Thomas 420. Lulsec Faggotry. Oh, yeah. You know, well, why don't you go on their damn IRC and say that, you jerk? Was it FAFTA Goofy Bone. Furry Pride 2011. Brony for Life 7 here. And who else we got? We got Olive. I'm not saying that. And I think that's about it. All right, we're going to go ahead and continue with Radio Graffiti at this point in time. And as a matter of fact, we're going to start it right now. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and let's start it. We got area code 732 Radio Graffiti. 515 Radio Graffiti.
Hi, I'm Pikachu.
414 Radio Graffiti.
Bend over for me.
My good buddy Keith, Radio Graffiti. I'm tired of this crap. Tired of it. I don't care if you don't like it. John Marston, Radio Graffiti. Zimlord, Radio Graffiti.
TF2 is for casuals.
Cave Johnson, Radio Graffiti.
Yeah, the report about English weight was from a very unreliable source if you look it up.
Nay, Radio Graffiti.
Oh, hey, big boy. Did you miss me?
KDR, Radio Graffiti.
Every day I'm hustling.
Every day I'm hustling. 425, Radio Graffiti. That doesn't sound too bad. It's better than that one ass clown that attempts to play that dumbass Zelda tune on that ridiculous attempt at a guitar. It is 901 Radio Graffiti.
Well, dude, magic mushrooms and tripping balls, man. The world's like this big, shiny electric field, man. I can.
732 Radio Graffiti.
My penis.
000 Radio Graffiti. Dunlop Radio Graffiti. Uh, 561 Radio Graffiti.
I'd like to give a shout out to Lemon Party for giving me so much inspiration.
111 Radio Graffiti. .414 Radio Graffiti.
Please bend over for me.
315 Radio Graffiti.
How are you?
111 Radio Graffiti. DFM Radio Graffiti.
I'm really happy for you. I'm going to let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time.
614, Radio Graffiti.
Oh my, no one can make them bend over like me.
480, Radio Graffiti. Radio Graffiti. Nozart, Radio Graffiti.
Good show. Hope you start feeling better, Ghost. Keep up the good work. I'm loving it.
Thanks a lot, man. Dunlop, Radio Graffiti. I am your hero, man. Could have been forever. Man, that's Karate Kid too, man. You know what I'm saying? Ralph Macchio. All right? Instead of dumbass Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith's kid, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ. Jay Gomes, Radio Graffiti. What's up?
Blog Talk Radio Ghost doesn't care about white people.
Oh, give me a break. Who else we got? We got John Marston, Radio Graffiti. Grand, Texas, Radio Graffiti. .513 Radio Graffiti.
So bad, they call him off. He's up off.
480 Radio Graffiti. You know, there's not that many people calling in, and since you put on that song, let's go ahead and put it on right now.
listening to Ghost on True Capitalist Radio. True Capitalist Radio.
All right, now we got some callers up in here. We're back, Radio Graffiti. I'm glad to see more people wanting to participate. And you better get creative there, Milky Lickers. You better get creative, for Christ's sake. 817 Radio Graffiti. 414 Radio Graffiti.
Ghost, I approve of corn ethanol substances.
It's subsidies, you uneducated prick. Subsidies. Stupid dumbass. 425 Radio Graffiti. Not bad. 901 Radio Graffiti. Oh, Jesus. 404 Radio Graffiti.
No one does a double penetration scene better than Belladonna.
Jay Gomes, Radio Graffiti.
Blog Talk Radio Ghost still doesn't care about black people.
Oh, give me a break. 707 Radio Graffiti.
TF2 is for casuals.
351 Radio Graffiti.
Love your show, Ghost. Keep up the good work and talk about more about business.
Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it. 408 Radio Graffiti.
Where's Tozeki? Is he crying because Wiener's not sending him no more Wiener pictures?
Rainbow Dash Radio Graffiti.
It needs to be about 20% cooler. Are you loco in the cocoa?
Shooting Star Radio Graffiti. Shove it up your ass. Who else we got? 337 Radio Graffiti.
Are you ready to admit that you're an NWO shill?
Now shove it up your ass, asshole. All right? Shove it up your ass. I am not a NWO shill. I'm not some reptilian lizard man. All you dumbasses from the other show, you know who I'm talking about. The other show that likes to dedicate so much time figuring out that, oh, yeah, you know, Ghost, you know, he's down with the Illuminati. He's down with the Illuminati. You heard that one song, right? You heard that one song that he was playing. He's down with him. He's an NWO shill, and we all need to stop him. Listen to his show. Listen to it.
Illuminati, a secret society do exist. Illuminati, Illuminati, a secret society do exist. Illuminati,
All right, that's enough. Who else we got here? 414 Radio Graffiti.
Yes, Michael Moore is my dad. What should I do?
315 Radio Graffiti. .901 Radio Graffiti.
So, nigga, I'm the nigga that shot Tupac, know what I'm saying? Shot him in Vegas. Shot him in the balls, nigga.
Stupid moron. 480 Radio Graffiti.
13. I've got these goddamn Howard Stern assholes.
Stupid ass. 513 Radio Graffiti.
They call him boss nigga. You so bad. They call
408 Radio Graffiti.
Fuck all you trolls that disrespect the ghost. www.capitalistarmy.com.
Thanks a lot, man. 707 Radio Graffiti.
Don't stop believing. Hold on to that.
111, or excuse me, Jay Gums Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Ghost, are you scared of black people?
No, I am not scared of black people. I happen to have a whole bunch of friends that happen to be black. All right? I have a whole bunch of friends that happen to be Mexican. All right? I happen to have a whole bunch of friends that happen to be Oriental. So don't sit over here and give me this crap. All right? 200, you're on the horn. Radio Graffiti. Yeah, well. Mark, Texas, Radio Graffiti. .905 Radio Graffiti.
BWC for life.
817, Radio Graffiti.
Fuck Goofy Bone, the game.
404, Radio Graffiti.
Do you think I should sell my Enron stock?
901, Radio Graffiti.
I think you're part of the secret lizard Illuminati New World Order.
Now shove it up your ass, all right? 408, Radio Graffiti.
Fuck Tozeki. Fuck everybody else, too.
414, Radio Graffiti.
We as Americans are a lot better than the Brits because we're American, right?
513, what's up, Radio Graffiti?
Hey, I can't help but notice you're always drinking every time the markets are down. I hear you're an alcoholic.
Shut up. 707, Radio Graffiti.
Daniel Evans is my boyfriend.
715, Radio Graffiti.
715, Radio Graffiti.
Idiot. 315, Radio Graffiti, you there?
Ghost, me, and NWO for life.
614, Radio Graffiti.
Goofy, quit rubbing me that way. We're back to St. Vinny's with you.
We got Oscoms, Radio Graffiti.
You're such a loud mouth. You're going to love me!
111, Radio Graffiti.
Ghost, fuck you reptilian scum.
Screw you, asshole. 806, Radio Graffiti.
I'm a capitalist!
Let's see, 480, Radio Graffiti.
Yeah, we go Friday.
Dunlop, Radio Graffiti. KDR, Radio Graffiti.
Fuck you, Texas, and fuck you, Lone Star Bear.
Now, screw you, you asshole. Screw you. We got Connor. You're on Radio Graffiti.
Jason Slip. Good riddance to Tzeki. And Goofy Bone, except I'm J.
Who else we got? 614, Radio Graffiti.
I'm in my car. Want to guess what I'm doing with this shifter?
408, Radio Graffiti.
Cheers to all the real capitalists out there. www.capitalistarmy.com.
901, Radio Graffiti.
Radio Graffiti? More like Radio Gay Feety.
Stupid fruity Mexican. 702, Radio Graffiti. $111, Radio Graffiti.
I'm a communist.
Fruit bowl. 707, Radio Graffiti.
A flying ham is a golden god, and you're a fag.
414, Radio Graffiti. Screw you. You know what, you idiots? You're starting to piss me off now. Look, I know this is Radio Graffiti here, but you're starting to piss me off with the Soviet and communist crap, and you've been pissing me off with the goddamn soundboards, and you've been pissing me off with the YouTube videos, all right? I mean, I'm providing you an opportunity to say whatever it is that you want to say, for Christ's sake, and you keep making me look like a goddamn jag-off. Now, I'm going to ask you one, and I'm only going to ask you sorry sacks of crap one last time. You better stop this nonsense, all right? All right? I'm giving you idiots an opportunity, for Christ's sake. I'm giving you stupid sorry sacks of milky-licking, nipple-clamp-loving, butt-plug up-the-ass-looking, wish-you-had-a-girlfriend, chicken-eating, corn-boiled crap an opportunity. I'm giving you idiots an opportunity. It's the last goddamn time, you sorry sacks of crap. Give me a drink. Give me a drink, for Christ's sake. You goddamn drink. Jesus Christ. Let me get to take a drink of this goddamn shit here. That's what I'm talking about. You know, I just, you know, I try and I try and I try with you idiots, and this is how you repay me, man. I mean, do you stupid, sorry sacks of fiber optic crap, do you all have a soul? Do you even have a soul, for Christ's sake? I mean, get... I'm tired of this crap. I'm tired of it. I'm tired. It's Thursday. I shouldn't even be having to do this crap for these morons, and this is what we have out here. Jesus Christ. Pisses me off. And look at him. Look at him. Look at him in the chat room, for Christ's sake, man. Look at these losers. Jesus Christ. Why don't you show some kind of goddamn respect, for Christ's sake? Show some goddamn dignity. Show some goddamn respect for yourself. You know what? Where's the mic? Give me the mic. Give me the goddamn mic. You know what? I got something for you idiots. You want to sit over here? Look at you. You think you're laughing? You're like, ho, 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 it's funny, Ghost. You know, ho, ho. Huh? You think it's funny, you sorry sons of bitches? You think it's funny? Hey, engineer, throw on something for these idiots. Throw on something that they'll like. Throw on something right now. You got something?
Sorry. I've got sex on my mind. You know what? This is so fucking hot. You're turning me on. I've always wanted to fuck you. And here's my chance.
Baby girl, you must understand. I could never be your man. I'm just here to be your bone, giving you something to moan, hoping that you like it thick. Trust me, baby, I'll bust them lips, getting you nasty, ready to dance. At the end, I wanna be in your pants. Back at my pad, you sing it slow. Positions are nice where you don't wanna go to. Strangers that are getting freaky. I feel like a plumber fixing this leaky. Put it in the hole like Tiger Woods. Watching this girl just feels so good. She's falling in love, but I think it's too quick, cause I'm not a boyfriend.
Come on, everybody, sing it with me.
She knows I eat a big plate, so we talking about our bullshit lives. After the meal, we go for a drive. We smoking on a big ass blunt. She's looking at me like she.
All right.
Welcome to my land. She got so high where she couldn't even land. Laying on the back with her feet in the air, like a naughty vixen. The girl didn't care.
Shut it off, engineer. Shut it off. All right. Now you better keep that on cue there. Engineer, because these assholes are looking, they're starting trouble, you know? These idiots out here that are doing this are in hot water with me at this point in time. Do you got that, engineer? All right. Let me go ahead and take some more callers here. 408, you're on the horn.
Congratulations to the Vancouver Canucks for burning down their damn city.
731 Radio Graffiti.
Ghost, I'm having trouble deciding where I should spend my welfare check.
Shove it up your ass. 440 Radio Graffiti.
What's up, Ghost? Goku, screw all these damn trolls. Keep the show going, man.
Hey, thanks a lot, Goku. You know what I'm saying? Member of the capitalist army and an avid listener, avid caller, man. What's going on, Goku? 200, you're on the horn. What's up? Justin Tanner, Radio Graffiti.
Are you afraid of Mexicans?
No, I happen to have a whole bunch of friends that happen to be Mexican, all right? 404, Radio Graffiti.
I'm sensing a little twang here. You're a Mexican, aren't you?
We got 337, you're on the horn, Radio Graffiti.
Ghost, if you're not part of the NWO, why do you have the theme music, have the NWO theme music in your, theme music?
What are you talking about? Whoa, hold on. Let me cut off Radio Graffiti. What are you implying now, brother?
Why do you play the NWO music in your theme song?
What do you mean, why do I play the NWO music in my theme song? What are you talking about, my theme song? I don't have a theme song.
You do the wow, 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 wow. Bad.
I don't have a theme song. I don't know what you're talking about. A theme song? I got a theme song out there now. Where is it?
When you start your show.
What do you mean? You're talking about my intro?
Yeah.
Well, what about it? What's wrong with it? There's nothing wrong. It's made of top quality studio production. I don't know what you're calling. What's your problem? Are you mad? Are you mad because I don't have like Tupac, saying, pull out a little liquor? I mean, you mad or what?
I mean, why you keep denying that you're not an NWO shill? I mean,
I'm not. You keep suggesting that, and now you even got these, conspiracy theorist morons even feeding into this crap. They're even making shows about me like, oh yeah, he's such an NWO shill. I mean, just look at the correlations. I mean, just take a look at the rhythmic patterns and the pentameter of his language. He's trying to hypnotize everybody into some kind of subliminal, subconscious subtlety or something of that nature. I mean, you get over it, man. All right? You're just mad because I don't know. I'm not down with the hip hop nation or something, and that's why you call up. You already figured out you can't call me a racist because I've made you look lower than a leprechaun's nutsack when it comes to that argument. So now you're sitting over here saying that I'm some kind of what?
You never answered my questions. Why do you use a stereotypical black man voice?
I've been answering your questions. I don't even know what the hell you're talking about.
Every time you talk to me, you go in the black man stereotypical voice. Why can't you just talk to me regular?
I am talking to you regular. You're the one sitting here. First of all, you used to call me, say I was a racist. Now you're calling me saying I'm some kind of NWO, reptilian, lizard man, shapeshifter, whatever you think I am. Why are you even suggesting this to the audience? You see, now you even got idiots in the chat room saying this crap.
I mean, you're both. I mean, you admitted it.
Just get this idiot off. Get him off, engineer, for Christ's sake. All right, come on. You're supposed to be screening this, man. You're supposed to be screening this crap. Well, screen it better. 513 Radio Graffiti.
Dude, are you gay? Because you keep saying get him off. That's
707 Radio Graffiti.
God bless North Carolina.
480 Radio Graffiti. 111 Radio Graffiti.
Just can't go to bone.
Idiots. Dunlop Radio Graffiti. Inspector Gadget. 111 Radio Graffiti.
Police coming straight from the underground. A young nigga got it bad because I'm brown.
Yeah, that's what started the social depravity of America. That record right there. You know? That record right there. 513, your Radio Graffiti. Silly bastard. 408 Radio Graffiti.
Fuck Tozeki, he's a little bitch like all these trolls in the chat room. Fuck him.
707 Radio Graffiti.
I'm sorry, I meant God bless North Korea.
Yeah, right. Why don't you go live there, you sorry sack of crap. 817 Radio Graffiti.
Oh, yeah.
614 Radio Graffiti.
Oh, Ghost, you're my hero. You know that?
111 Radio Graffiti. Jesus Christ, bunch of no personality having jerk dicks. Baller Friday Radio Graffiti.
Hi, it's Howard Stern, WA.
Got
a woman to strap on.
Shut up. John Marston Radio Graffiti.
Fuck you, Texas, and fuck Lone Star Bear.
You pieces of crap. You know what I mean? You guys are really pieces of crap. You're really starting to piss me off. All right? You better not act this way tomorrow during Baller Friday. That's all I'm saying, all right? You assholes that are sitting over here trying to flex nuts, you better check yourself before you wreck yourself before tomorrow, all right? I mean, let me tell you something. You got a problem with me, we can handle this like some gentlemen, or we can get into some gangster shit. It's up to you, man. Anyway, let me go ahead and let me take two more calls for Radio Graffiti, and then we're gonna give some shout outs. 513 Radio Graffiti. Oh, we already called on your ass. 480 Radio Graffiti.
Go.
The hell is that, man? I'm Bousy. 425 Radio Graffiti. 408 Radio Graffiti.
Cheers to you, Ghost, for pimp slapping all these little bitches calling on Radio Graffiti.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man. And last but not least, 707 Radio Graffiti.
The only thing that comes from Texas is steers and queers, and you.
Shut up. Anyway, we got 4 minutes left in the broadcast. I am going to give some shout-outs to the people that are in the chat room. So if you're in the chat room and you want to get a shout-out, go ahead and stay in here, and let's go ahead and get some shout-outs, and let's start it right now. We got a Flying Hymn. We got A Null. We got Alcoholic. We got Alpha Anyone, you stupid asshole. We got Arcane, ARLNet. What's going on, ARLNet? We got Banana Cannon. We got Bang is Mexican, Beach Bum 55. We got Benoit. We got Brian Pratt. We got Bro Chillington in the house. BTR True Can Smasher. Camping Core, Captain Charisma in the house. Chairman Mao, check my doubles. Kami, Daniel Friedman, Dan Kennel, Derp Mania, Dix Enormous, Donald Weber, Edge 083. I'm not saying that. Get I Love Russia out of here. Get that piece of crap out. Get him out! We got firealarm.wave, you asshole. That was a real fire alarm, you jerk. All right, Fisherman 1212. We got Future DMB. What's going on, Future DMB? We got Gary Shandling in the house. We got Ghosts Engineer. We got Gog Magog. We got Goof Bumps in the house. We got Goofy Bone in the place. What's going on? Just give her a bone. We got all kinds of guests up in the joint, man. What's going on? All the guests chilling like some insane villains with me, man. We got Hamfist McAssfondle, believe it or not. That's an actual name. We got I'm not saying it. Get that asshole out of here. Get him out. Get out. And get the other idiot after him out there. So I'm not letting him. Get him out now. Get out. Get all these idiots out. Get him out. We got Hugh Mad Coast. We got Iban Ezzo. We got I Hate Ghost. I hate you too, you sorry sack of crap. We got Illuminatus 1337. We got I'm Writer User J. Allen Sugar Tits. We got Jen Italia. We've got John Brand. We got Jonathan Perez. This coat. Screw you. Get that other idiot. Get him out. Get him out. Get him out of here right now. Get Ivan Ezzo out of here too. He's a piece of crap, stupid, Arab immigrant. Get him out. Get him out of here right now. Get him out. Piece of crap. Who else we got going on over here? Jesus Christ, I lost my place. We got John Brand. All right, we got Jonathan Perez. We already saw it. Laser Frog. What's up? We got Legion. We got LOL at Arizona. That's wrong. Get LOL at Arizona out of here. That's wrong. Get him out. Get him out. We've got Lucky Sinner. We got Matt 12, My Kids, McMuffin 2033, Menno Mem, Michael Thomas 1. We got Mike Hunt Swollen. We got Mush Mouse XI and R1X. We got Mystery Man Ryan, Niagara Roll in the house. I'm not saying those racial. Get those racial ones out of here. The ones that want me to be racist, for Christ's sake. Get them out. Get out of here. Get out now. We got Nozard. We got Nigerian. Get NWO Ghost out of here too. Get that sorry sack of crap. Get him out. We got Nyan Trooper, Pajos Tacos, Paw Nose. We got Philip McCrack. Rebecca Collette, we got Rockstar 57, we got Scissor Me Timbers, Seaman Feline, Smell My Poop, the Arch Aching, whatever the hell, the Gay 1337, the Guy 1337, the Troll 123, the T Karma, Trolly McCoolface, True Capitals, Two Men, One Goat, Varg, Vickerness, Vince in the Bay, and you can't drown a goldfish. Anyway, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. Please follow me on Twitter, folks. You know the name to follow. Ghost Politics is the name to follow, for Christ's sake. And moreover, we're looking for a few good men and a few good women in the capitalist army. True capitalists throughout the international community is what we're looking for, folks. And if that sounds like you, well then, by God, go out and join the capitalist army right now. All right? Join the capitalist army right now, folks. Anyway, I am out of here, folks. I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. Before we leave, I'd like for everybody to please. It's just a freaking click, you ass clowns, all right? Go out and share the show. There's all kinds of little buttons underneath the little player out there. Go ahead and share the button. A little share this button. They got everything on it. Share this, retweet that. I mean, give me a break. Anyway, I'm out of here, folks. Thanks for everybody for listening. Long live the capitalist movement. And, of course, death to feminism. I'm out of here. Good night, everybody. I'm out. Before I go. Tupac sucks. Remember, I'm here Monday through Friday, 4 to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I'd like for everybody to be here, right here, tomorrow, for Baller Friday. That's right, man. Anyway, I'm out of here. Long live the capitalist movement, baby. I'm out of here. Hey, shoot me a tweet. For Christ's sake.
You've been listening to True Capitalist Radio. The thoughts, views, ideas, comments, and opinions of the host of this show are absolutely his. Catch more live episodes Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30 Central. Or check out archive shows at blogtalkradio.com. True Capitalist Radio.
That's it.
A Napa guy knows not to judge a man by his car's multicolored paint job or absence of modern gadgetry. Who cares if it's technically old enough to vote and the windows are powered by the strength of your left arm? Your monthly payment is zero, and it'll stay that way. Because with over 400,000 parts and a little Napa know-how, you can keep anything on the road. She may not be pretty, but she's all yours. That's Napa know-how.